launching. The dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
Yeah, so
got real people out there. What are we drawing pictures for?
That's what yes.
Sound like dumb.
I know.
Hey, what are you doing? Drawing pictures? Got real people out there trying to put food on the table. Give them an acting job.
South Park, why are these kids with the foul mouths and they're cussing?
My God.
Going to Casa Bonita.
You know, back in my day, they used to draw the pictures. Now they got the computers drawing the pictures. What are we doing here? Taking jobs away from hardworking Americans.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot.
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach?
No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak. And I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole. I'll keep it in the room.
Stop breathing. It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
This is Stupid. This is Man and Bone.
It is Wildcard Wednesday. I'm running out of noises to make. How you doing, Boner?
I'm doing good, Mike. How are you?
Oh, we got a big program today.
Huge program.
Huge. It's Wildcard Wednesday. If you're new to the show, welcome. We'll try not to scare you too much, but you, the listeners, control most of the show today. Whatever you want to talk about. No suggestion is too stupid. Well, some are. Tweet us at manandbone971. Text the burner phone 614-787-3093. It is a special Wildcard Wednesday indeed because Panama Ted's working today.
Yeah.
How you doing, Teddy?
I'm doing good, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Fire it up. Look at that.
I am.
He's taking tomorrow off, though.
No, I'm not. You are.
You are, though.
I am. Yeah, that's right.
On campus, all the news and notes you need coming up at 4:48. Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer. He will tell us about his tales. Pete Rose coming up at 5:34. What was I going to say? I had something to say. Oh, we have baseball going on today as well. Occasionally, you may hear this. That is my Contra live baseball update sound.
Well, this is getting to the time of the year where we're not going to use that much anymore because day games are going to go away.
That's right.
Pretty soon.
So we have the Tigers and the Astros, bottom two in Houston, no score. Tigers won yesterday in dramatic fashion. So if they win today, they move on because these are all best of three series. Starting at 4:30, it is the Royals and the Orioles. The Royals won on the road yesterday. Mm-hmm. Big day for the AL Central. Timmy's decked out in his Baltimore outfit today. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know if he's dressed. I mean, he looks like he's dressed for a ball game. Might be dressed for a funeral here because perhaps this is the end of the road for his O's, but
he'll have his Royals stuff on next week. That's what I can tell you.
No, he said on the air that it's Orioles or nothing for this one. This is where he's at. But you're right, he does have that Royals gear he can whip out if he needs to.
All right, 4:30, then 7:30 tonight. Your Mets, who won yesterday. It was a big day for the road teams.
Big day. Love that.
Game 2 against the Brewers tonight. A lot of demoralized Wisconsin drunkies at the game last night. And then 8:30 tonight, the nightcap, Braves at the Padres. Padres, the only home team to win yesterday. Speaking of the Padres, I've gotten some pushback on the Padres because I don't know why. There is a certain percentage, not a big percentage, of Guardians fans and Reds fans that will always message me and tell me to stop propping up the San Diego Padres because since they've started spending all this money and making all these trades, they haven't won jack squat.
Okay.
All right? Because what I do is I say, there's an example of ownership in a relatively small market that does anything and everything to try and win a World Series.
Yes.
And the response that I get back in return is, well, what's it done for them? Did you watch any of that game last night? First of all, they drew more fans this year than they ever have before.
Oh, is that all?
Ever.
Is that a good thing?
And this is a team that didn't win the World Series, has probably not lived up to their own expectations, and yet they have developed loyalty. People are buying tickets. You have rabid fans that you're probably going to have for life because they know their ownership group is in it to win it.
Yeah, man. I mean, they've made the playoffs 3 of the last 5 years. Granted, you can look at that and say, yes, but then what do they do there?
Again,
fair enough, but this is the 3rd year out of 5 they've made the playoffs, and I know they have a gargantuan payroll. I understand all that. what would be the downside to having ownership in a quote-unquote small market that spends the type of money that can get you the stars that they have? Number one, every time you go to the ballpark, you're watching those guys, assuming they're not hurt or suspended for PEDs, right, in some cases. But either way, you're bringing in the talent that gets people to want to watch this team, watch and go to the ballpark. Number two, that raises expectation levels. So then if they do suck, you have reasons to be mad about it. You can then say, all right, well, what do we got to do? Because you're not, then at some point, you're not looking at it like your team or like a lot of our teams have been over the years. The Reds are the same boat right here where it's like, yeah, man, they're not as good as we want to be, but what are we going to do? We know ownership isn't going to spend any money. They're not going to fix it. At least now you can say, all right, they're spending money. They're not spending it on the right guys. They should get rid of this dude and go get this guy. Isn't that a way more engaged, more fun fan base to have?
I think so. I think that intention does matter, and the effort put forth to try and win at all cost does matter. You know, once upon a time, I used to be a pretty smart kid. Now, I grew out of this.
Okay.
Right? But I could sort of, walk right in, not study for anything, sit down, and get a B.
That's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Till it wasn't. Right?
Sure.
Till the stuff got harder and the kids around me worked harder and got smarter, and I just sort of stayed in place. But for a while, I'd show up, I'd get a B. The guy next to me, who worked his ass off, would also get a B. We had the same grade on paper. We were not doing the same things. Right? So a lot of Guardians fans look at the Padres and say, well, they made the World Series. They made the playoffs. We made the playoffs. What's the big deal?
Right.
Well, the big deal is they have an ownership group where if they lose in this first round, heads are going to roll and they're going to make changes to that roster because they want to win the World Series. The Dolans will just sort of shrug their shoulders and say, well, what can we do? We tried.
It's the definition of applying yourself. When you're when you have the potential, you apply yourself, and perhaps you could do better than the B you're always rolling out with.
You could have gone all in at that deadline and said, this is our window of opportunity. I'm looking around at the rest of this division. I look at the Tigers and the Royals, and I can't believe these teams are even where they're at. Right?
Yes, right.
So we're going to do what we can do to lap those guys and try and win a World Series.
I just want to stave this off before we get these emails or these tweets or these texts. We know they haven't played a game yet. There's a chance that at the end of all this, they win a World Series.
Of course there is.
But I don't think any Guardians fan who is paying attention to their team would say it's great that our ownership basically every time we have a chance to make improvements to the ball club in a season where we could go for it, they sit on their hands and go, no, you should be happy with what you get. Whatever we started the season with is basically what we're going to start with the rest of the way out, and that's that. And I don't think it's wrong to be frustrated with that. And again, if they win a World Series, who cares? But barring that, you're going to want to know, how do we fix it next year? And the answer from the Dolans typically is,
we trust in our baseball people.
We're going to do the same thing.
Yeah, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to value our system.
Right. Whereas
we'll go out and make some minor moves.
So if you're asking why do we prop up the Padres, the answer is because the Padres are at least doing the thing. They're hustling their ass off. And if they ever get it pointed completely in the right direction with that money, they get the right man. Again, this may be that year. We don't know. But even if it's not, that doesn't undercut the work they're doing. The process, I think, matters quite a bit.
Ownership matters. We talk about the Castellinis. You just fired David Bell. He was your manager for 7 years. They didn't even offer a quote in the press release. Yeah. Ownership.
Right.
To say thank you for your service. Nothing. The only time ownership shows up is to berate you on opening day on your local broadcast and give you where you're going to go.
Right.
Sort of line, right? I have an owner for my stupid team that just lost 121 games. All right. And the rumor is he's going to reduce payroll next year. You would think, oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe this happened on my watch. I'm 88 years old. What am I going to do? I'm going to take it with me to the grave? I'm going to spend as much money as I possibly can to try and dig out of this hole. Instead, I'm going to slash the payroll even more.
It makes no sense. Yeah, and so I guess if you're a Guardians fan saying, well, hey, don't bring that over here. That's not our problem. We're not in that same boat. No, you're not. Your team is actually really good this year and has a chance to win it all. I think if I were a Guards fan, I would be very optimistic, but I would also be saying, I wish ownership had done something in the regular season or, God forbid, in the offseason to try to bolster what we need to do here.
You're like me in 7th grade. you're naturally smart.
Yeah.
You can sit down, you can take the test, you can get a B. But what I'm saying is if you really went for it, if you went balls out, you could be winning the World Series.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Again, why are they consistently good? In part, because they have Jose Ramirez, who is one of the only guys that they have that is a guy that they could actually, you could say, around Major League Baseball, very few teams have a guy like that. And how did they get him? Yes, they spent money. They spent a lot of money.
Well, they found him, and then they kept him.
That's what I'm saying is when it came time to sign him, he said, I will take a discount to stay here because I like it here. If it came down to just paying what the market bears, Frankie Lindor hit the walk-off, or not walk-off, but hit the home run to put the Mets ahead when they won in Atlanta to secure their place in the playoffs. That's a guy that also should still be in your uniform, but your ownership group is never going to spend like that. That's where, when you look at the Padres, you could have that. You could have both those guys if you had ownership like the Padres now do. And again, if you're also not aware, Padres owner died. Pete Seidler, I want to say.
Yeah, this is the family now.
He passed away last year. But this ethic is what he built when he bought the team. He was this guy who just wanted to. He's like the opposite of John Fisher and, Jerry Reinsdorf, all these guys. That's the way he went about his business. And yeah, I think that should be celebrated. And for the Padres fans, I hope they get what they're looking for here.
I just wonder if, because I'm not even that invested. I want to see good baseball. I want to see, the Guardians win the World Series, but not at the expense of my team. But my team is meddling in minor leagues right now, essentially losing 121 games. It's like we're not even playing the same sport. But there's got to be Guardian fans that just sort of lay in bed at night and say, man, what if we didn't let Manny walk away? What if we didn't let Jim Thome walk away? What if we signed CC? What if Frankie Lindor was still here? There's a lot of what ifs. And they can point to like Travis Hafner and say, see, we paid him. It doesn't work out. Okay, but how does that apply to here and now?
Right. Yeah, it's fair.
Just go for it.
Yeah,
that's all.
You're right.
And I know the Dolans are listening. I'm looking at you, cable TV boys. Go for it. You're one of the richest owners in baseball. Act like it.
I think the biggest wild card of the day is that we started off the show by crapping on the team that is currently sitting around waiting for someone to be ready enough to play them.
I know, but I just, I'm tired of getting these messages like, well, your Padres. First of all, my Padres? I don't give two craps about them. I'm just impressed that they have an ownership group that wants to win the World Series every year. How refreshing is that?
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, hopefully, I hope the Guards get it done this year, too. I would love to be proven wrong by this approach by the Dolans. Please prove everybody wrong.
Wildcard Wednesday fun and a big game tonight. T-Bone will get you ready for it coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit some slow traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. And we have a couple minutes slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Hey guys, it's Anthony Rothman. If you're feeling at a loss for energy or just not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. That's right, it affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But guys have different T levels, so don't go for a standard dosage plan. Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Do it now. Go to lowtcenter.com and book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Come
November, I'll need an ACA health insurance plan. And thanks to Health Markets, searching for a plan can be easier. When you go to healthmarkets.com, you can find a licensed insurance agent right in your area. They'll even take you through the plans in person. And their help doesn't cost you anything. That's what I like.
Discover the advantages of real personalized service today at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Sales agents may be compensated based on a consumer's enrollment in an insurance plan. No obligation to enroll, paid actor per trail.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just a slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with hair volume from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
After several days of the doom and gloom, the sunshine is back with us today. 72 is your high today. Sunny this afternoon. Clear tonight, low 50. Sunny on Thursday with a high of 77. Sunny on Friday with a high of 80. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Yes, we tried unplugging and then plugging them back in. It didn't help. This is Man and Bone.
It is Wildcard Wednesday. I want to wish my good buddy, Pranav, a happy birthday today. Pranav loves basketball. He loves golf.
Oh,
Hope you're having a good day today.
Happy birthday, Pranav. How old is your friend turning today?
10.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
One of my bus stop kids.
Oh, I got you. All right. Well,
yeah.
happy birthday to Pranav.
Yes.
There we go.
He's a good, clean boy. I like him.
Is he the Hurley boy?
Hey, join the Fan and Bishop and Friends for an unforgettable evening on Tuesday, November 12th at High Bank Distillery in Grandview. They're thrilled to invite you to the release of their exclusive Fan barrel picks. Proceeds benefit Brady Quinn's Third and Goal Foundation, making a difference in the lives of veterans. Enjoy exclusive barrel picks, delicious food pairings, live music, and a meet and greet with select athletes. For tickets and more info, head to 971thefan.com. Must be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. Actually, I got a text from my brother-in-law who said he bought tickets to this.
Oh, nice.
He's excited to go.
Very good. Well, it should be a fun time. You're going to have some bourbon, or some whiskey, I should say. You're going to have a great time out there.
Mm-hmm. Wildcard Wednesday. What do you got, Boner?
This one from Downtown Dad says, my guys, I love music and I love playing air instruments, and I bust out the air drums when I hear I Don't Care Anymore by Phil Collins. Is there a song that when you hear it, the old air guitar or air drums are coming out? By the way, Downtown Mom hates air drums when she's driving. Hashtag the show must go on.
Air drums, not so much. Air guitar, yes. When the electric guitar kicks in for Wanted Dead or Alive, when Richie kicks in with the electric guitar, yes. Also, the guitar solo/solos in Hotel California.
Yeah.
That's when the air guitar comes out for me.
Nice. I do actually, the air drumming used to be a big part of my life. When I was in junior high, I bought a pair of drumsticks, did not have any money to have a drum kit or patience from my parents to have a drum kit in the house because it was extremely loud. So I would sit in my room and I had a chair, and I would take the sticks, and then I would literally try to pretend where the stuff would be and try to figure out songs that way. So now I still do that sometimes in my car. The ones that always get me tend to be like Rage Against the Machine. Like pretty much any Rage Against the Machine, I will be air drumming to.
Teddy's the most buttoned up guy in the world. I can't even picture you like really singing to a song, like even in the shower or in the car. Am I right? Do you not do that?
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
Yeah,
So,
you give me a little like Limp Bizkit or something.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, Linkin Park.
Like I said, I've known you for over 20 years, Teddy, and I've never seen you do it. I'd like to see it.
Teddy, do you rap the Shinoda parts of Linkin Park songs?
I cannot do it like Timmy Hall, but I can try my best.
You're rapping a little Fred Durst. Yeah. I like that. I hope that happens.
Boner, we got a big one tonight.
Oh, we do.
Crew hosting Miami. Messi is here. He's going to play. He has avoided the Crew since he came into the league.
Scared.
He's scared. Nelly told me scared.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's here. The Crew have an outside chance of winning the Supporters Shield. But if they're going to do that, they're going to have to win this game tonight.
Yes, they are 8 points behind Inter Miami. They have 4 games to play. 8 points. That means they can get 12 points, Mike, out of 4 games, 3 if they win all of them. Inter Miami only has 3 games to play, so they can only get 9 points. So do the math on all that. If the Crew can get them to lose these games, including the one they play against them, then they have a chance of winning the Supporters Shield. If Inter Miami wins tonight, they lock up the Supporters Shield. It's done. It's over. The Crew, though, they have to keep in mind this. Obviously, you just want to win this game because you want to play the best. They're the best team in the Eastern Conference. Record-wise, they have beaten the Crew twice this year. So the Crew obviously want to get this game. But you also have to look at the Western Conference. Because even if, let's say, you can't catch Inter Miami, if you end up in the playoffs, beating everyone in the Eastern Conference and getting to MLS Cup again, you need to have more points than the Western Conference team in the regular season, who's the highest, finisher in the West.
Which is what happened
last year.
And that's why you got to host the game, even though you had to go on the road to play Cincinnati.
Right.
You got to host MLS Cup here.
So the Crew right now, Miami has 65 points. The Crew have 57. They're 8 behind. Like I said, they have 4 games left. They could catch them still theoretically. In the Western Conference, though, the LA Galaxy are number 1 with 58 points. So the Crew getting a win here puts them on 60. It obviously keeps them alive for the Supporters Shield. It also puts them ahead of LA. Even if LA wins out and wins the Western Conference, goes to the MLS Cup, if the Crew end up being the team from the East and they can maintain a higher record, they would host MLS Cup again, which is obviously still something to keep in mind. So it's not just about this game, although this game is vitally important for the Crew, just for being able to say you beat Messi, you had this game against their full squad, and you stopped them. That's huge for confidence. That probably undoes a lot of that bad feeling you had when you lost in the championship game they had the other week. I'm blanking on what it's called now. The Campeones Cup. Sorry, Campeones Cup. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of in the moment stuff with this. There's also a lot of down the road stuff with this too. So yeah, let's hope they get 3 points tonight.
how many people, because I know that some people just bought like season tickets to the Crew because they wanted to get tickets to this game. How many people are in there cheering for Miami tonight?
I'm guessing it will be, I'm guessing it'll be 50-50.
You think so?
Well, I think there will be a decent number of Crew fans who are like, hey, man, I could sell these tickets and pay for like half my season ticket.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And it's like at some point, I understand that. I am someone who would love to see Lionel Messi, but I also understand that, like, hey, man, if you're sitting there looking at $300 a ticket and you paid, let's say, $1,500 for yours, like just selling two of those pays for a third of your season tickets. That's not bad. Also, I did see that they did a little something the Crew did. It's on their website, and it's been posted by some of the people in the Nordeca. Tonight, they are not allowing, I think this is kind of always the rule, but they're going to enforce it this evening. If you have on Inter Miami colors or a Messi jersey, you will not be allowed in the Nordeca, which I think is absolutely the way it should be. Now, the rest of the stadium, fair game, but if you bought a ticket and you show up wearing Inter Miami clothes and you're going to the Nordeca, they're going to say, sorry, you can't be here.
Nordeca is the fan cheering section.
Yes.
And that is a special section. I understand that. I agree with that.
However, it is also the cheapest, one of the cheapest sections of the stadium. So I could see someone just buying a ticket and be like, sweet, I'm going to wear it. I'm sure they'll do something to say, hey, you can go to the team shop and go get a shirt or something, but you're not wearing that. Can't wear that Messi jersey in here. They don't want stuff to happen. I get it.
When the Raiders were in Oakland, what was I'm even forgetting now. What was the part of the stadium that they had in Oakland with all the crazy people? What was the name of it, Teddy?
Black Hole.
Black Hole, that's right. And so a buddy of mine was going to take me to a Raiders game. And I had no allegiance, right? Raiders were playing someone I didn't care about, so I just had regular clothes on when he came to pick me up. But his seats were in the Black Hole. Mm-hmm. And he said, you can't wear that. I said, but I'm not wearing the opposing team stuff. He said, doesn't matter. If you show up just in regular clothes, they'll kill you. Right. So we had to go back to his house, and he gave me one of his Raiders hoodies to go put on.
Yeah.
But that's the cheering section. That's the Black Hole. I get it.
Is that what happens at Comic-Con where you're like, I'm just going to wear my normal clothes?
No,
like, you're not dressed up like a character?
Where's your elf ears?
Right.
I left them in the car. That's not acceptable.
And by the way, I mean, this matchup tonight is going to be epic. And the best part about it is Lionel Messi will get to see the best player in Major League Soccer, Cucho Hernandez.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
And you're right.
That's right. I went there.
Buckeyes getting ready for Iowa. We get you ready. Coming up next, Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You'll find traffic is moving slow on southbound 270 on the east outer belt from Livingston Avenue to I-70. And there's a small delay on westbound 670 from Grandview Avenue to I-70. And we also have a couple-minute delay if you're traveling eastbound 70 on the east side between Hamilton Road and 270. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is brought to you by Monogram Homes. Start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit Monogram Homes online at monogramhomes.net.
After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
With so much in one place, Meijer is the only stop you'll need to make. Save big with weekly deals going on now. Like California red or black seedless grapes, only $1.49 per pound. Fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef, just $4.99 a pound. And Meijer shredded, sliced, or chunk cheese, 3 for $6. You can always count on low prices and great quality at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See these deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here for Worthington Jewelers.
Join us for our semi-annual bridal sale.
Featuring our BOGO, buy one, get one 50% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, or wedding sets. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Attention, small business or sole proprietors. Do you want to save money on health care for your business? Be able to cover your employees with the best dental, doctors, and hospitals? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for the SACA Benefit Plan. Nearly 100,000 members strong in the state of Ohio. The SACA Benefit Plan is administered by Anthem and could be right for you. Small businesses, visit 844-medohio.com. That's medohio.com. The SACA Benefit Plan could be right for you. Visit 844-medohio.com.
Dr. Marta Lavelle of Urbana and Darby Dental Smiles on having First Bank of Central Ohio as a partner.
It has been great working with First Bank of Central Ohio. They helped me achieve a huge goal, becoming a business owner. The bank made it so easy. They helped me through the whole process. It's been great ever since.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Have you tried all the great new food at Ohio Stadium? Each home game, the Levy Culinary Team creates a burger named after the opponent. Taste the competition burger. This Saturday will feature the Bourbon Trail Iowa Burger, combining a fresh beef patty topped with sliced ham, pimento cheese, brown bourbon sauce, and cornbread dust. Try the Bourbon Trail Iowa Burger at the Taste the Competition burger carts at Section 8 on A deck and Section 12 on C deck on game day.
Breaking news coming in from 365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
No Desmond Howard death wishes since 2012. This is Man and Bone.
Hey, please subscribe to the Stupid Podcast of This Stupid Show. It's available wherever you get your stupid audio. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device, free of charge. The podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. I'd like to point, this is a freebie for Care Heating and Cooling.
Okay.
All right, they came out, they did some sort of switcheroo with my air conditioner before the summer, before the hot.
Okay.
And, you know, before, my thing would run all the time, and it would have a hard time during really hot days getting down to my cool-ass temperature that I like to keep it. This summer, it's been pretty damn hot.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
No problems.
Great.
Whatever the hell they did to it, it doesn't make as much noise, and it runs more efficiently.
Look at that.
That's a freebie for you. And by freebie, I mean pay me next month like you always pay me. Thank you. Wildcard Wednesday.
This one comes from, and again, I apologize. This is a visual. I will retweet this. I'm actually going to retweet it right now because if I had to see it, you have to see it. Common Man's grandpa's monkey's bottom half is what he says.
My grandfather did have a pet monkey when he lived in Africa.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. He says, my wild card, WCW-ers is what he says. Wildcard Wednesday or World Championship Wrestling, one of the two. I thought this was cool. / I'm gonna add gross.
Okay.
He said, I've had fluid in my ear for over a week. Lately, I've been trying to open my eustachian tubes by where you do that thing where you kind of blow your ears out. You try to.
I've done that.
He said, well, it turns out all I've been doing is blowing bubbles in my ear picture of my eardrum for reference, #GTH. He has a zoomed-in picture of his eardrum, presumably from his doctor's office. I don't think you can do this yourself. And you can actually see behind his eardrum where the fluid is.
Stop it now.
You can see the bubbles that he's been making in his ear, he says. Now, again, I'm just saying.
Why do we want to see this?
Because he sent it to us, and it's kind of weird and gross. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
We have a normal one before we move on to Buckeye football?
Yes, you can do that. This is from Mike Troutman, my guy, who says, my guys, getting a snip tomorrow. Any tips or words of advice? Listen to everything they tell you when it comes to like taking it easy. I recommend frozen peas. If you think you're going to get some kind of like, I'll get a bag of ice or like a frozen cooling medical. No, bag of frozen peas. They're tiny. They're frozen. You can get them for $1. You can get 20 of them. They don't take up a lot of space. And then you just pop one of those on whenever you need it. You're going to need it.
You know, really, too, if you just sit your ass down and don't move, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Don't move.
If you are someone who struggles with sitting down and being bored,
I don't have that problem.
Lean into it. Like, get all the shows that you've wanted to watch and you haven't watched and watch them.
I will say for me, you know, I talked to, it's different for everybody. You know, some people said I was feeling back to almost 100% in 3 days.
Okay.
For me, it took me like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what it took me.
Everybody's different. I think I was back to normal within a week. Like, I didn't feel any, there were like the first few days, it was just everything, just a little tenderness everywhere. But then by like day 3 or 4, I was walking around and not feeling entirely uncomfortable. But then by like day 6 or 7, it was like, yeah, okay. Nothing really hurt. Felt pretty good.
When the stitch came out, that made it feel much better.
Yes, you had a stitch issue.
I forgot
about
like
the stitch
pressing
issue.
on a nerve or something.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, again.
Remember, it came out here at work. I was in the bathroom. The stitch came out. I walked out of the bathroom like whistling and clicking my heels. Like, this is great.
Yeah. Again, everybody has it differently. I thought it was weird when they had an entire group of medical students staring at my junk when I came in for the follow-up appointment. That part I thought was weird.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do that.
Buckeyes getting ready for Iowa on Saturday. Fans are mad at Greg McElroy. I've learned this today. They shouldn't be. Because here's Greg McElroy. He was giving his insight on SportsCenter about Ohio State. So he's one of these, talking heads for ESPN, played football in Hillbilly Land. He said Ohio State is yet to be challenged. They've played, I think, one of the weakest schedules in college football up to this point. Yes, beating a conference foe like Michigan State on the road is nothing to shake your head at, but still, we're talking about a team that has national championship aspirations. And there's nobody they've seen up to this point that's challenged them whatsoever, and there might not be anybody that challenges them the rest of the way. They might go to Oregon, handle them, and then we can draw conclusions about what the Buckeyes are. So I saw a lot of Buckeye fans sending this to me like, why he's hating on Ohio State? Nothing he said here is wrong. Nothing.
Everything he said sounds like something that any rational Buckeye fan should have in the back of their head. Is like, we haven't really played anybody. We've dominated all these teams that we are better than, that the Buckeyes are better than. And, assuming they take care of business this week, then they've got a big match with Oregon. If they go out there and win that game on the road, I think that will be the big. This game, too. Iowa, I think, is a better test than maybe some Buckeye fans are giving it credit for.
I think they're better than Michigan State.
Yeah, this will be the best team they've faced so far this year. And then you go to Oregon. That, again, will be the best team you faced so far this year. You handle those 2 games. Now we're building something to say, yeah, they've now gone and done some more impressive things. And then we start ratcheting up more. Our expectations are they're going to go undefeated and win the national championship. That's what we want every year. But to his point, he's looking at us as an Ohio State non-fan and saying, this is just what I see looking at them like I look at any other team. You can look at Georgia and Bama now and say they've played somebody. Texas has played some teams, right? Michigan played some teams.
They played 2 teams so far.
Texas, USC.
They haven't gone on the road yet, but that's right.
My point is you can make those. That's just the nature of your schedule. And some of that's in your control. Some of it's not. But don't worry. He'll in 3 weeks' time, he'll be able to say different things. If he's still saying stuff like, they haven't really done anything. Oregon sucks. Iowa sucks. None of these teams are good. Well, then I think you have more reason to say, Okay, he's just being a hater, but
he's not being a hater.
He's giving you a good reason why.
We told you. We told you during the offseason. This is the easiest non-conference schedule of any Power 5 team, and that still is true. Now, when it's all said and done, you got to go beat Oregon, you got to beat Penn State, you got to beat Meat Chicken, you got to get over that hump, of course. But right now, we don't know. That's why I said on Monday, when everybody's flipping out because I said, I don't know if Will Levis is any good. No, I know he's good. Okay? Gomer Pyle was good too. But is he going to be good enough to get us where we want to go? And that is beating Michigan, winning the Big Ten, and contending for a national championship. That's the ceiling here. This is not Matt Rule and Nebraska expectations. Not now, not ever. Especially where the program is right now, where Ryan Day is. Greg McElroy knows it.
Where was Will Levis playing? What was that?
What did I say? You
said Will Levis?
Will Howard is what I meant. Okay. You know what I meant. Stop it. You know what I meant. By the way, I do know that if Will Levis is any good, the answer is no.
No.
When Mason Rudolph is showing you up, then just hang him up.
Will Levis is the guy, am I wrong, when he was in college that ate a banana, just ate the whole damn peel, the everything, just bit right through it?
I think you're right.
No, yeah. He's got some weird eating habits.
All right, Will Howard's what I meant. You know what I meant.
Yeah, my guy. That's fine. Stupid. I'm not. I'm being pedantic. I don't know if I'm being stupid.
Social media drama in the NBA. Details next. Cowan, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to find some slow traffic on southbound 71 on the north side from Hudson Street to 11th Avenue. And we've got about a 5-minute delay if you're on westbound 161 from Johnstown Road to Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples prints anything you need for your business, like banners, flyers, and signs. And Staples will beat any price quote. Print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Offer ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print or staples.com/price match for price match guarantee. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled.
He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here.
Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for, it's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Gambling too much? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Mary Haven, where we offer in-person, virtual, and group options. We're here for you no matter what, and that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Bishop and Friends.
Will Howard is being treated at Ohio State like an NFL quarterback. When you listen to him talk, you understand why.
Bishop and Friends.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with the sound of freshness, the sound of sizzle, the sound of savings. with new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items. Deals for days on over 1,000 items throughout the store, plus weekly sales and My Perks for even more savings at the pump. Surround yourself with savings every time you shop. At your neighborhood Giant Eagle. Visit gianteagle.com for details.
Protect yourself, Ohio. Get your shots for COVID and flu today. A message from the Ohio Departments of Health and Aging.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The only thing harder than common man's arteries is T-Bone thinking about a red-bellied woodpecker. This is Man and Bone.
Bone and I do all our banging at Hollywood Casino Columbus and their ESPN Bet Sportsbook. It's right there in the casino, right in the middle. It's like the eye of the hurricane. Everything else around it is chaos. But you walk inside the ESPN Bet Sportsbook, it all makes sense.
Yes, it's like, I mean, again, I don't know how everybody feels. When I go there, it's a calming presence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's an oasis.
Well, it's, you know what? It's a circle. I can appreciate the roundness of it. I myself am very round, so I feel like it's a space I'm accustomed to.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're a couple of jerks. We like going in the circle. I don't know what that makes us, but whatever.
Well,
if you too are a circle jerk, I want you to go see my friends at Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Sportsbook. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. It is Wildcard Wednesday.
That is a tour I would go see. The band called the Circle Jerks. They were just in town playing with Descendants.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. And they co-headlined that, and you said you too in that sentence, and it made me think, what if Bono guested on a song for a punk band like that? I think that would be quite the interesting thing, because he's used to these soaring guitar riffs from Edge where he's playing 3 notes for the entire song and just using effects pedals, and then all of a sudden it's like a band like Descendants or the Circle Blank Jerks. They would have, just 3 chords and a cloud of dust. I don't know how he would sound in that. I'd love to find out, though. Code Monkey says, my guys, what do you do when you have to take a giant poo with a meeting coming up? Do you go ASAP and explain why you're late to the meeting, or hold it and run to the bathroom after the meeting, ignoring anyone that wants to talk after? Hashtag Wildcard Wednesday, hashtag GTH. Sorry, I almost burped.
This is, you did burp. This is why, you and I can't really talk about this, because we don't work in a normal office setting. When I have to take a big poop, I just announce at my desk, I'm going to poop now.
Right.
Be back soon.
Well,
and then if a meeting starts while I'm crapping, then a meeting starts, and I'll join you when I'm done. In a regular office setting, I know people are a little bit more discreet about their bowel movements.
No, but I would say you and I have no sympathy for people who, in this situation, I don't know if I can hold it for the entire meeting. It's like, bro, I have a 3-hour meeting every single day. Now, granted, I know when it's on its way. I know when the
but
3 hour show
sometimes
is.
you don't know when that knock is going to be there.
But right now it's 3:51.
I could go right now.
I'm saying, like, if in 20 minutes I get the rumble in the tum-tum, I still have half the show left to do, then some. And 4 minutes is not enough time to get to an appropriate bathroom and evacuate.
I'll tell you right now, I take my craps in the morning. I had one this morning, but it wasn't satisfying at all.
Yeah.
All right, it was just, get her done, couple little things in there, nothing to write home about. If 10 being Jen Winters, I've crapped my pants in the office. 1 being I'm perfectly satisfied, nothing's happening down there.
Right.
Right now, I'm at about a 6.5.
Oh, yeah.
But I got more show to do. What am I going to do about it?
Most days when I leave here, I'm above a 5. Like, I'm saying, when I get out of here, like...
You just stop right on 33 and crap right there.
And that's the thing. I have a 35, 40-minute commute, depending on traffic. So, yeah, I mean, there are days where I come into the house, Melissa and the kids are all there, and like, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, I go, no, can't talk. And then I take care of business, and I come out later, and they're like, okay, what was that? And I'm like, well, I don't know if you know this, but since, like, 3:15, I've had to do that, and I couldn't do it. So, yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think if you can't get through a half an hour meeting with a little bit of a turtle head poking out, then we need to talk about your, ability to stay in the corporate world.
Let's talk about some drama. Before the 24-25 NBA season began, LeBron suffered what might be his biggest loss all year. That's right. Drake is apparently no longer following the 20-time All-Star on Instagram. For a few months, internet sleuths have pointed out to what they thought was evidence of a genuine rift between notable personalities. As it turns out, they might have been right. James may have drawn Drake's ire when he attended Kendrick Lamar's pop-out concert in June. Now, you told me, Bone, about the beef that Drake and Kendrick Lamar have. Because I didn't know about any of it.
They've had this for a while. I don't know what initially started. I know there was just initially some back and forth, but yeah, it has ratcheted up with Kendrick Lamar kind of having the latest big, salvo in this battle where he is basically accused Drake of some pretty heinous things. I'll put it mildly there. You can go listen to the song Not Like Us and find out more about that if you're not aware.
What is he accusing him of? P. Diddy things?
He has a lyric in the song where he says, I think the lyric goes, tried to play a note, but it came out A minor, and it's like A minor was a double. Yes. It's not, he's alluding in part, it's believed to Drake and Millie Bobby Brown have been friends for a very long time.
Millie Bobby Brown is married to Bon Jovi's kid now.
That's fine. When they were friends, she was not over the age of 18. Drake was over the age of 18. There have been rumor and innuendo around the two of them, fair or not. I am not here to judge that. I am saying Kendrick Lamar is hinting at such things in that song, is the understanding, and so it goes.
I would like to point out that these guys, it's not just like you and me logging into Instagram. Like they have business managers, they have social media managers that they pay. Like a memo has to go out that says, hey, unfollow LeBron. That's your job for today.
Right. It does. Absolutely right. Also, it should be noted, Kendrick Lamar is doing the Super Bowl this year.
That's right.
So I don't know how we judge who won, but if you've lost it, like if basically Drake is saying, I'm out on LeBron, and then Kendrick Lamar gets the Super Bowl, I think you're losing. Like if you're at a point now where you're like, you went to a Kendrick Lamar concert, I can't hang out with you anymore. I'm Drake. Unfriend LeBron.
Is Drake still relevant from a performance standpoint, or is he just relevant because he's Drake?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's still fairly relevant. Yeah, I mean, it's well known that he's very good at what he does, and he could come out next week with something that will put everything back on his side of things. I don't know, but yeah, you could argue that there are some people who think Drake is, manufactured, right? Because he was an actor, he was a child actor, all this stuff. Either way, you can't deny some of his songs that he has put out there are all-time legends, all-time classics.
We rant and rave about a lot of things on this show. You may think a lot of it is insignificant, little minor stuff. No pun intended, Drake. But something else happened here at the office. I did a good deed. I thought a good deed, and no good deed goes unpunished today. And we're going to talk about it coming up next during Fat Boy Food Tap Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into a slowdown due to an accident that's blocking the right lane. If you're on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt at 33, police and wrecker are on scene, adding to that holdup. And we also have a 5-minute delay due to an accident on southbound James Road near Livingston Avenue. Traffic is stop and go from East Mound Street. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. BMIFCU.org/Visa.
We hear a lot from our patients after we've successfully treated their erectile dysfunction. But one thing we hear the most is, why didn't I get treated sooner? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're suffering with ED and all the emotional and relationship problems it causes, don't wait. Call us today. ED is simply a medical condition like any other. And for most men, it's fully treatable, which means you can get your sex life back. And I'm not talking about sex that's just okay, by the way. I'm talking about good sex with the ability to enjoy intimacy without the anxiety that affects so many men who have ED. In fact, you might find you're performing like you haven't in years. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated thousands of men with protocols that are successful in well over 90% of cases. And we have a variety of treatments and treatment combinations so you can get the one that's right for you. So stop waiting and call us. Your first visit includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemanshealth.com.
A single cloud can weigh 550 tons. A sports car fits inside a hippo's mouth. NJM Insurance puts policyholders first. Seems unbelievable, but it's all true and approved by legal. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventative maintenance checkup. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the fall and winter ahead. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com. That's carpentercolumbus.com.
After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Baseball playoffs today. Fifth inning in Houston. The Astros and Detroit Tigers are scoreless in the second game of their wild card series. A win for the Tigers moves them into the next round. The American League wild card with Kansas City and Baltimore getting ready to start in Maryland. The Royals won the opening game of that series. Meanwhile, both National League wild card series pick back up tonight. Atlanta at San Diego, where the Padres won the opener last night. And it'll be the New York Mets in Milwaukee. Mets took the opener in that series. Columbus Crew at home with Inter Miami tonight at 7:45. At Lower.com Field, it is expected that Lionel Messi will be playing for Inter Miami, and New England Patriots center David Andrews expected to miss the rest of the year with shoulder surgery. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Thanksgiving's coming fast, and with Awaken 180, you can be thankful for dropping 30 pounds or more by Turkey Day. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man has hosted over 5,000 shows on The Fan. 3 of them have been halfway decent. Here's Man and Bone.
Teddy?
Yeah?
I've been thinking about it. We have an hour under our belt.
Uh-huh.
But I think this ain't one of them.
Yeah, I figured that's probably right. What was I going to... Oh, Mike, I need to tell you something.
Yeah.
I now remembered it. There was a little thing I saw that's coming back that I feel like may be reaching Greg Olson levels of hype within the media, sports media specifically. If I have to read another journalist writing about the return of the sports reporters show, I may lose my mind, because you remember the show The Sports Reporters.
Of course I remember.
I remember the show The Sports Reporters. Teddy, you remember the show The Sports Reporters?
Absolutely.
Do any of you find that show was... Did you plan your week around it? Did you live your life by like when it came on, when it went off the air? Did you count down the hours till when it was on? Or did you look at it as another talking head show?
If it was on,
there's some good information on it.
I'd watch it, but it wasn't one of my favorites. It wasn't like a staple.
I didn't like, so I have to get up and go watch this, but if I was up on, I think it was like Sunday morning it was on, right? And I would tune in and I would watch it. I did enjoy it.
It's a fine program, decent programming, but when it went away, which was in 2017, I want to say.
I was tuned out by then.
I remember where we were.
Right.
Like September 11th. I remember exactly where I was.
Teddy, that's where I'm at too, man. I've watched the show. I have respect for the people who worked on it. I thought it was a great thing at times, and they did some great journalism. However, I think it, definitely had a great run. It went away. And ever since it's gone off the air, every couple months, you'll get one of the big sports blogs or some sports website that's not ESPN will write about and say, why don't they have the sports reporters on? Oh, my God, I miss Jeremy Schaap.
I'm Jeremy Schaap.
Right. So now, if you've missed this, it is announced that it is coming back. It will be on ESPN. They've premiered it on the YouTube channel, and then they stream it in reruns kind of on other platforms that they have. But yes, the sports reporters is back. And so I'm reading an article talking to Jeremy Schaap and asking him questions about what it means to be back and all this stuff. And I'm just realizing this is like how Greg Olson has been for us. It's getting to that point now where it's like, yes, but won't anyone think of the sports reporters when we talk about shows getting canceled? Every time any sports show gets canceled, people will say, well, you know what? They cancel sports reporters.
They can do it to the sports reporters.
They can do it to any of us. And it's like, what?
Like, it's fine.
I didn't realize it was like The Simpsons, basically.
The same 500
it should have that
people
level of longevity.
We'll watch it, and they'll talk about how brilliant it is. And here's the reality. All right, once upon a time, there was a show on local TV in Chicago called The Sports Writers on TV.
Okay.
And it was kind of like the sports reporters, where they had, the reporters from at the time, Tribune, Sun-Times, Daily Herald, Daily Southtown. You had lots of different papers around the Chicago area.
All right.
And they'd get together and discuss the sports things of the day. And these were all grizzly veterans who have been at these papers for 30, 40 years, right? They've covered a lot. They've seen it all, right? The reality is, sure, Jeremy Schaap, I'm sure, has some very high-profile friends. They all get together and talk about stuff. But if you really were to make a sports reporters show now, what would you have? A bunch of sort of no-name guys who work for minimum wage at these newspapers?
Right.
Because let me tell you something. The real sports reporters left the business 20 years ago. They're gone. They're either on TV or they're on the radio or they're writing books. Well, that's where they are.
The majority of the people who had the jobs that would be on those shows, they were getting salaries commensurate with being like a high-profile Washington journalist.
Because they've been there for 30 years.
No, but I'm saying there was a time where, like, if you landed a columnist position at the Washington Post, that was a job that paid you similar types of money to what you see on TV. Like when you see some of these guys who work at ESPN who are making 6-7 figures, that would be like what you could get working at the Washington Post. You could make some really good money. Again, I'm talking adjusting for inflation, all that, 30 years ago. And so you would have people that would do those jobs who would be national sports figures, who would have, quite a bit to say. They would be obviously, it was very competitive to get that job. I'm sure that job is still difficult to get, but also there are a lot of people in those jobs who aren't willing to give them up. And when they do give them up, the newspaper goes, thank God they're gone. Let's hire the next guy at an 80% reduction for what that person was getting. And while that person may still be very talented at their job, it may not be that they are of the level where they could say, yes, and I need to be on TV every week giving you my thoughts on sports. They may not have the investigative resources that some of the guys who used to be on the sports reporters had. So what you're seeing now, and like the first episode, I think they got, quite a few big names to pop onto this thing, right? I think they got like Joe Buck on there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's nice.
They had here are the list of people that were on the first episode. Joe Buck, Ian Eagle, Kevin Harlan, Mike Tirico, talking about doing play-by-play in the NFL. That's nice. That's a great way to launch. What are you doing next week? What? Oh, we got all the baseball, like the main baseball guys. Okay, great. Then we'll do that for the NBA. Now what? Like I'm saying, to get guys who are like, I've covered the sport for 30 years. There are interesting stories. I don't think it's necessarily a terrible idea. I just, the people who talk about this show like it was 24 in its prime, or that it was, oh man, this is like The Simpsons getting canceled for no reason. It's like The Simpsons has been on for a long time.
Remember that episode where Dick Shapp took his dress shirt off and he was wearing a bra? I'll never forget it.
Right.
That was the greatest episode of Sports Reporters ever.
I am with you if you're saying journalism has been dying a slow death, and that's sad. I don't think the sports reporters are the show that I would say, there's the clearest example I've seen. It's just a show that was fine. It was on the air, had a decent number of viewers. And I think over time, it just kind of wore out whatever it had and became a little stale. So they moved on.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for Brian Hedger to have a show.
Oh,
tune into that.
What is that called? Carry the water? Not carry the flag, carry the water.
I'm Yarmo's personal Instacart shopper. All right, what are we doing now? Oh, I forgot. It's I did something nice today, and even that was not appreciated. Fat Boy Food Tap.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip? This is dumb. I quit.
So today, I found myself in a neighborhood where there was a Krispy Kreme present, and you know my love for Krispy Kreme, so I popped in. Now, the last 3 times I've been to Krispy Kreme, I've tried to get the pumpkin spice cake donuts, and I normally don't think about cake donuts when you think about Krispy Kreme. You think about the airy, pillowy donuts that sort of melt in your mouth.
Sure.
But they're cake donuts. Don't sleep on them. If you see a blueberry cake there, get it.
Good.
And now it's fall. And they've got a pumpkin spice cake. They finally had them. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take a dozen of them. I'll take as many as you got.
Yeah.
Give me 12. I'm going to bring them in here for the boys. And we all sat down and we enjoyed ourselves a cake donut.
They all, in fact, have their own special box, too, which I approve of. They went all out for this. Now, to mess with you, I took the first bite of mine and I said, oh my God, where's the trash can? I need to spit this out. And you're like, shut the hell up.
Yeah, because I know you're lying.
It was delicious. It was.
It's like heaven sent.
You know what, though? It's not for people. When you hear pumpkin spice, if you don't regularly consume pumpkin spice things, it barely tastes like pumpkin. It tastes like the spice mix that you have that you put in pumpkin pie.
It's fall flavors.
Yes, it shouldn't even be called pumpkin spice at this point. But it's a very good donut.
So, we talk about etiquette. People send us their photos of bad workplace etiquette. Like, oh, here's a friend who took half a bagel, just ripped it in half and put it back in the bag. So I go over here. Again, we spend time mocking people.
Yes.
On a daily basis for their bad behavior in other places. We mock people for their bathroom behavior here. Does it change? No. We still got the TV people coming over here and taking hour-long craps in
Absolutely
our bathroom.
Right. Yes, we do.
So I walk back over to the donuts today, and I see 3 donuts, perfectly good donuts, that have been manhandled by somebody and cut into pieces, quarters. Oh, I don't want the whole thing, so I'll just take my big, beefy mitts
and rip it in half.
Them apart. First of all, what kind of person are you where you can't have a whole donut?
Yeah, I don't even, at this point, I understand we work with some TV people and they have to watch, what they're doing because they're on TV. I get it, right? But
you take your big, beefy mitts and you rip a piece off? At least take a knife. We got a whole drawer full of plastic knives in there. Right. I am not saying you should cut a donut. I think you should be a real person and eat the entire donut. But if you're going to take a piece of a donut, you cut it with a knife and you don't touch it like an animal.
So I started to do some detective work on this. Good to see you, by the way, guys.
Yes, thanks for popping in, Timmy.
I talked to Nicole Sheeran and Dom. Hey,
right.
What's with this donut here? Well, I'm diabetic. I can't have all of it.
They're TV people sitting right there next to the donuts.
Yes.
But I don't think either of them would do this, would they?
They didn't cop to it, and I got in their faces and I said, "Now you would be honest, right? Did you leave the remnants of this one donut crumbled and right there?" Nicole said, "No, we did share a donut." She said, "I would cut one with a knife, and then I ate half, and Dom ate the other half."
That's fine. I have no problem with that.
Do we believe them?
That's fine.
Do we believe them?
I believe them.
I think I believed her. I was looking into her eyes when she told me this.
Okay. Did Dom confirm the story?
Dom was standing right there, too.
All right, well, that's the way it happened. He wouldn't lie.
So who do we got?
Tell you.
Who's this on? Who comes down there?
I don't know, but what I know is whoever did it, it's unacceptable. I mean, you can't. It's
a quarter of a
donut. If you can't, Matty Ice does not eat the donuts.
He won't eat it. He's not eating the donuts at all.
I know that, but listen, Matty Ice won't eat these donuts because he is watching his figure. He is eating. I don't know what he's eating, but it's not that.
He's trying to find Mrs. Right.
But what I'm saying is he would look at that and say maybe he could allow a quarter of a donut and it wouldn't affect him, but he's saying that's not worth it. I won't even take that bite because that's not even a full bite. You have to either commit to a full donut or I guess if you're going to share a half a donut, if you're saying, well, I'll take a quarter, but I'm not going to take the whole thing, then don't even bother. Don't even bother eating a donut at that point. Just walk away. It's not for you.
I have 2 people that I think we should shine a spotlight on.
Okay.
That I think would do something like this. I'm pretty confident about one of them.
I'll get in their grill.
And I'll share it with you coming up next. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got a 5-minute delay due to an accident that's blocking the 2 left lanes on southbound 71 on the north side. After 670, traffic is stop and go from 11th Avenue. And we've got slower traffic on northbound 71 on the south side from Greenlawn Avenue to 315. This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The new Lux Cravings Box from Taco Bell. For $7, indulge in a Chicken Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, and Doritos Locos Taco. Plus chips and a drink. Get yours at Taco Bell for a limited time while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Excludes freezes. Tax extra. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
At Kroger Pharmacy, CARE is making it easy to get vaccinated. CARE is helping you stay protected from flu, COVID, and RSV. Seasonal vaccines are available 7 days a week with evening hours. CARE is giving you a shot at staying healthy this season. Walk in whenever is best and get multiple vaccines in one visit at your local Kroger Pharmacy. So come and get the protection you need while protecting those around you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Visit Kroger.com/vaccines for more. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See site for details.
Hi, this is Tracy from Custom Air. With school back in session, now is the perfect time to schedule your HVAC maintenance. Keep your system running smoothly with a Custom Air maintenance plan. It's one less worry this school year. Visit CustomAirCo.com. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air.
We're dealing at Reichert Ford.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Thousands of vehicles are waiting at ReichertFord.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Now I gotta go.
Kick off your Sunday shoes.
You heard the man.
Fox Tonight.
It's Footloose night on the Masked Singer.
Then, TV Smash Hit Trivia Game Show is back and all new.
I'm Rob Lowe, and this is The Floor.
And this season, strategy is the ultimate power move.
You're fine. Buttering up the host doesn't help.
An all-new season of The Floor.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
With so much happening every day,
ABC6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
Do you believe Columbus City Schools is in a PR crisis?
Central Ohio's most experienced team of reporters, persistent in getting answers to the questions you're asking.
Are you worried about how people are going to react?
And when you need us, ABC6 News is on your side, finding solutions.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC6 News to be on your side.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
For someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. After 31 years in Washington, just how much has Sherrod Brown changed? When he first wanted our vote, he said this.
My allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
To Ohio? Sherrod Brown voted for amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants. And he voted to give them taxpayer-funded benefits, like free health care to illegals who get amnesty, Social Security checks, COVID relief checks, all to be paid for by you. And Sherrod Brown's open border policies have led to more fentanyl, dangerous gangs, even terrorists pouring into our country. So when Sherrod Brown says this,
my allegiance will be to Ohio and to the communities in Ohio.
Don't listen to what Sherrod Brown says. Watch what he does. Because Sherrod Brown doesn't vote for Ohio anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens of your latest forecast. We're dropping to 50 overnight with pretty clear skies. The evening should be comfortable, temperatures in the 60s. We'll see a temperature up to 77 Thursday afternoon. Sunny skies around. More clear weather as we head through Thursday night, 55. Mostly sunny Friday with a temperature up near 80. We should be dry for those football games Friday night, but we can't totally rule out a stray sprinkle. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Droopy Sack and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinderer Motor Company. We have baseball going on. Tigers up 1-0 on the Astros. What inning is this? Top 6?
Yes, I believe.
Top
right?
6 in Houston. If the Tigers win today, they advance. That's it. It's a best of 3.
That's right. And then, of course, this is the series that feeds into whoever the Guardians are going to play. So, I mean, I don't know. If you're a Guards fan, do you kind of want the Astros
No, I
to
want
win?
the Tigers.
No. But do you want them to win today to force a third game?
No.
And make it so that they have a little bit more time? Or do you kind of...
If anything...
You probably want to sweep to get them sitting down.
I want the Tigers to go home and rest.
Yeah.
For a couple days.
Like you have been.
And the Guardians have been sitting around. They're not playing until Saturday. I want the Tigers, they're going to be coming off this emotional high, to go home and calm down and then have to go and play.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad call. I definitely don't want any part of the Astros. Not that the Tigers are going to be a pushover because they beat the Astros.
I know that.
But it also doesn't make a lot of sense how they do it. I was talking with Sweet Lou, our boss. I mean, I didn't realize outside of like their top 2 guys they have on their rotation, that's pretty much been their rotation. They're going with like bullpen days more often than not. They don't have like 3, 4, 5 in the rotation for the Tigers. That's insanity to me. This is what they've been doing. Now that's playoff baseball. It doesn't matter as much, but
it's going to matter in a deeper series.
True, which that's what you'll be playing if you play the Guards. So, yeah, you hope it's the Tigers.
I brought in some donuts today. And, we can shame people. We can talk about it on the air. But stupid people going to stupid. Because I walk over to the donut thing. And not only is there a half a donut sitting in there, there's pieces of donuts. Not cut with a knife, which we have plenty of plastic knives in a drawer right next to the donuts.
Yeah.
Just ripped apart with someone's disgusting bare paws and put back in there for another person to, air quotes, enjoy. First of all, eat an entire donut. What the hell are we doing? If you can't have one donut, you shouldn't have any. But Nicole from 10 TV, Dom Taberry from 10. Dom's diabetic. Nicole's watching her figure, whatever. They decided we're going to take a donut and we're going to split one between the two of us. That's perfectly acceptable because they took one donut, independently split it,
sure,
and then they ate it. They weren't putting anything back into the box. So now it's our job, because this is what we do, and we're just miserable SOBs, to find the culprits and shame them. I have no proof, but just my own common sense. This was more than one person that did this, because more than one donut was mutilated.
Yes.
I contend that Anthony Rothman is one of them.
Really? That more than one donut was broken apart?
More than
I just saw the end of it.
No. More than one donut was mutilated.
God.
It doesn't look like the pieces don't fit. It's the opposite of the Tool song. They don't. I know the pieces don't fit.
Try to reconnect them. They came from separate donuts.
I think Rothman was one of them because he's not above eating a little treat now and then, but he also warms up lean cuisines every single day because he's trying to keep a certain golf weight.
Here's what I know with Rothman. One, that is true. He is not someone who I don't think is going to indulge on just a stray donut at the office. If he's going to indulge, it's going to be something he really wants, and that'll be when he gets home or whatever. It's not going to be just some, oh, hey, look, a donut, and just plow through one.
It's very true on the frozen dishes, though. He has the tiny little 8-ounce lunches. You're probably very hungry.
Very disciplined.
Yeah, disciplined, but you're probably foaming at the mouth for a treat, and I just gotta get a taste.
You got a pumpkin spice donut right
get
there.
A little something, but I can't do all of it.
Here's what I also feel like.
I don't know, though.
Rothman is a product of newsrooms. Newsrooms are one of the weirdest places I've ever been. The few times I've been to our newsroom, it's just a different vibe over there. Where, again, if you're in TV news and someone brings a box of donuts, I'm guessing it's totally normal for them all to be like, well, I mean, we're all on TV. We're not trying to put on weight. I will take a tenth of a donut, eat this little sliver of it, and that's what the donut box looks like. It's weird and silly. I'm saying I could totally see Rothman going, oh, God, I want a donut, but I'm not eating the whole thing. And then just taking a little piece of it and then leaving the rest.
Well, we're not adverse to sharing. I think you might be alluding to a little bit more of the sharing culture. And I do see it often because I sit in the cubicle with Adam, with Nicole, and with Dom, and they are all three of them sharing stuff. And they're sharing food back and forth.
I don't mind that.
And they invite me in on that. And sometimes I take it, like if it hasn't been touched all over the place, they just got a package of Twizzlers Pull and Peel. Which, by the way, the packaging for those suck. They're huge packages of Twizzlers, and there's no way to reseal them when they're done. But either way, I see what you're saying. And we're not adverse to sharing. It's just if you're going to share, take the whole donut
Of course
out.
we're not adverse. I brought them in to share.
I'm actually
take
saying
the whole donut.
I'm saying
take
the opposite. I'm saying if you don't want to eat a whole donut, you have to find a buddy who's going to eat the other half.
Or just keep it on a plate at your desk.
Yes, or then take it, and then after you take 2 bites of it and then secretly throw it away.
Have some later.
Or if you're like Timmy, drop it on the floor. Right, Timmy?
I did drop mine on the floor.
You wasted one?
I didn't waste it. I dropped it. I didn't.
Oh no,
I didn't.
Not only
spike it.
No, he
fell.
dropped one, and then he goes, "Oh no,
I
no."
Did you pick it up and eat it?
No, I'm not a barbarian.
These are so good. You got to just blow on it and eat it.
Have you seen our floors?
I've seen it,
Timmy. If it were me, I would have not only eaten the donut, I would have licked the carpet. That's what I would have done.
Oh,
that's how
carpet licker.
Yeah,
all right,
I would have done it.
I'm telling you, it's Rothman's one of them. And if Adam King were here, the case is closed. Oh, it would be Adam King, but he has not been here all day. So as much as I would love to blame 10 TV's pretty boy Adam King on this, I can't do it.
I mean, he's got he treats this place like it's his locker room.
Oh,
the way his ties are everywhere.
No. I don't know what he's doing today.
He shaves in our bathroom.
He's
he keeps
a
his
hillbilly.
little.
He's probably out trying to get Dave Holmes fired from his new job today.
Get him out of there.
Right? So here's who I think it could be. Rothman won, and there were two people here, not just one. I think it was Sweet Lou from upstairs.
Oh, I could see that.
I think Sweet Lou came down because he's been slimming down recently.
He's been trying to watch the weight, too.
We can say whatever we want about him right now, too, because he ain't listening. He's watching the Tigers game.
That's right. We could do
say whatever we want.
But
on the show.
I'd say it to his face. I'd accuse him of it if that's what I thought, and I do, that he's doing that.
He's so wrapped up in baseball and how Finch has all these pitchers that he can throw in and out of there.
Hinch. Not Finch.
Did I say Finch?
It's not
Finch.
Mark Finch.
Mark Finch. Yeah, chops.
It's A.J. Hinch.
Hinch. Yeah.
James Hinchcliffe.
You know who's one of their pitchers, Timmy?
Heathcliff.
Whit Merrifield.
Good old Whit.
Good old Whit.
We got Bobby Whit for the Royals.
Yeah, Bobby Whit Jr.
Good old Whit Merrifield. I remember him.
They gave him a bag, didn't they?
Bobby Whit?
Bag.
Whit? Yeah,
well, that's right. They gave him a bunch of money.
He got a bag.
Yeah, he got a bag. Absolutely.
All right, so we settled on this?
Yeah.
Rothman
it's Sweet Lou and Rothman. I agree with that. And it would be King if he was here, but he wasn't here.
I know it's not Teddy because I saw Teddy eat the donut.
Yeah, I ate the whole thing in front of you.
Right in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, at first, he didn't want to eat it because he said, it's got pumpkin in it. I don't like pumpkin. And then Mike looked like he wanted to murder him.
Come on, Teddy.
Didn't you like it?
I did. I enjoyed it.
See?
Yeah. It's really good.
I think it's as good.
I mean, blueberry would have been better, but it was so good.
Ted, you
it's
don't
as good as the original. It's just a different mood.
Stop trembling. Nobody believes you when you say that. You're like, no, it's really good. I loved it. It was so good. Like you're just afraid. Like he's not going to hit you. He's over here. I'll protect you.
Oh, I'll hit you.
You can tell us what he really
through the glass.
It was terrible. I ate the whole thing though. I was scared.
Scared. The Reds and Guardians are on their own. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into a 45-minute delay due to an accident on eastbound 33 at Bixby Road. Traffic is stop and go from 270 southeast. And we've got a couple-minute delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt from Westerville to Cleveland Avenue. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Inflation hurts all Ohioans, especially the working class. Just yesterday, it cost almost $500 to fill up my truck. And it's tougher to provide for my family. And Sherrod Brown's making it worse. Brown supported a corporate merger that would lay off union workers and drive up costs. And Brown backed Biden and Kamala's radical inflation act that cost Americans $2 trillion and stuck us with the highest inflation in 40 years. Working class Ohioans can't afford any more of Sherrod Brown. Bernie Moreno and President Trump are standing up for the working class. Together, they will fight to lower inflation, cut prices on gas and groceries, create high-paying jobs, and unleash America's economy. Together, I trust them to fix Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Sherrod Brown's mess. And I trust Bernie Moreno and President Trump to always put America's working class first.
I'm Bernie Moreno, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Bernie Moreno for Senate and NRSC.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at buyersauto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
If you miss a little, you'll miss a lot. Search for your favorite fan shows wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe. Every episode comes right to your phone absolutely free. Modern technology, it's a hell of a thing. Do it now. The Fan.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled.
He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here.
Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for? It's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Bobcat Enterprises is your family-owned partner for landscaping and construction projects. Bobcat Enterprises sells and services a full line of Bobcat equipment, including compact track loaders, excavators, tractors, and more. Plus, Bobcat rents compact equipment and attachments. With Bobcat, you can rent the machine and own the results. Keep your business local. Stop by Bobcat Enterprises in Hilliard, Reynoldsburg, or Zanesville, and find current specials and our full line of products by visiting bobcatent.com today.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If Biggie Size was a radio show, this would be it. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
You know, I finally just realized why Dom Tiberi annoys me so much.
Why is that?
Because he reminds me of my family. That's why.
Because
every time I walk past his desk, Like I leave during the commercial break. I go back to my desk. I'm checking my laptop. I'm, getting a drink of something, whatever it is. Every single time I walk by his desk, hey, Mikey, you want Twizzlers? No, Dom, I don't want any Twizzlers. Thank you. Mikey, try this cinnamon bread. I mean, it's every single time I walk past his desk. Now, I did have the cinnamon bread. And let me tell you this. I've said this before. The bakery at Giant Eagle where he got the cinnamon bread, they do a hell of a job. If you see a loaf of cinnamon bread at your Giant Eagle, get it. It is soft, pillowy, probably enrobed in butter and sugar and cinnamon.
Well, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's delicious.
Well, it is.
But I can't walk past him. Hey, Mikey, I bought you a flamethrower.
Okay.
It's just all the time. It reminds me of my family because that's what they would do. You could say, I just had a 7-course meal, and you would sit down and they'd try and feed you food.
Mike, let me ask you, do you think the cinnamon bread at Giant Eagle costs less than, I don't know, $8 for one of those? Because
I don't know.
I'm looking on QVC right now. They have Jenny Lee fall cinnamon swirl bread.
It's like QVC new.
Yeah.
That's what I ate. Similar to that.
Okay, but here's the thing. They're selling you 4 of these for $30 plus shipping. You can also make 4 easy payments of $9.99.
There you go.
Because you have interest on this?
No interest.
Well, then why is it 4? It must be 3 easy payments of $9.99. That would make way more sense.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, the point is, I mean, come on, QVC. What are you selling bread for $30? What are we doing here?
But how many loaves you get?
4. That's a lot.
But they ship it right to your house.
What does it matter?
You walk right outside. It's right there on the stoop.
Guess what happens to it in like 5 days? It all goes bad.
Oh, this stuff they pack full of preservatives, homie.
It's fine. I'm just telling you. I'd rather go get the Giant Eagle bread than order it from QVC. I'm telling you. I'm also starting to think this QVC food stuff is kind of a scam. Kind of starting to think that.
Hey, Mikey, I made you some meatballs. All right, Dom.
He'll give them to you.
I know.
He's generous with the food.
I know. He's generous with everything.
Why do you not like that again? Because your family does that too?
It's just fatiguing. It's just all the time. Like, Uncle Nick, I don't want anything to eat. And then he'll bring you 19 sausage sandwiches. And if you don't eat it, then he makes you feel guilty about it.
Well, and you start eating it. He turns away. You throw it in the trash.
Well, no, but then, Dom's like that. Like, you want Twizzlers? No, I don't want Twizzlers. Why not? You don't like you too good for Twizzlers?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not too good for Twizzlers. I don't want it. That's why, Bone.
Yes,
That's why.
Yeah, I have similar family food issues, but it's more of like my mom bringing out food that she knows is unhealthy. And that's fine, by the way. I'm going to mom and dad's house. I expect to eat some unhealthy food. I expect to get home cooking. That's fine. She will put it out on the. We had lasagna. We went over there the other day. She made lasagna. It was very good.
Mm-hmm.
She's making lasagna. She's cutting it. As she's cutting it, scooping it out, she's going, "Oh, I know you're trying to watch your weight. I'm so sorry for making this." And then puts it on the plate. And I'm like, "But Mom, yes, we're all trying to do that. You gave it to me. You're literally putting it on the plate." And it's just like, it's almost as if she's putting it on the plate and going, "Remember, nothing is permanent. Everybody's going to die. Enjoy your food." Like, it's just, why would you bring me down like that? Just as I know it's fat. I know there's a lot of bad stuff in it. I'm eating it now. Just let's all enjoy it. You decided to make this. I decided to come over. Let's eat.
See, my mom is kind of like that, where she'll make the lasagna.
Yeah.
Right? And then she'll serve me up like the biggest piece you've ever had in your entire life.
Right. Yes.
Like a regular person would say, that serves 6.
Yeah.
But instead, she's putting it on my plate. Right? As I'm taking the last bite, like trying to shove all this food in because, hey, man, you put food on my plate, I'm eating it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I could make myself sick, but to me, it's rude to leave food on the plate.
Yeah, sure.
I'm eating the food on the plate. As I'm taking the last bite, she'll look at me and say, you could probably lose about 10 pounds. Yeah, I probably could.
No, but
now go get some cannolis and shove them in my face and tell me how I can lose 10 pounds. Because she keeps bringing me food, but it's always with a side of guilt.
Yeah, see, this is the difference. My mom is ascribing the guilt to herself, where she's going, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for doing this to you."
My mom would never do that.
I have to spend the rest of the meal reassuring her that it is okay that she made lasagna and that I am eating it, even though she knows this is a fatty meal. Your mom is basically encouraging you to eat it all and then being like, "Wow, why'd you eat all that food?"
No, not just encouraging me. If I don't eat it all,
yes.
Well, you're not feeling good? What's the matter?
Yeah.
She'll shame me if I don't eat it all. And then when I'm done, she'll shame me for eating it all.
No, if I don't eat all of mine, my mom instantly assumes it's because it was too hot, too cold, didn't taste good, or she can't cook. Like, it's just, there's no like, I ate what I wanted. That's the amount I wanted. That's it. She's like, oh, what's wrong with it? Is it cold? Is it hot? I'll heat it back up. I'll cool it back down. I'll take it to Siberia and let it sit out. Like, what do you need? And it's like, no, I ate what I wanted of it. It was delicious. That's all I wanted right now.
There's an episode of Seinfeld where Jerry goes down to visit his parents at like the senior living condo, right? And one of the neighbors, Jack Klompus, has this pen. Jerry says, oh, I've seen that pen. That's the astronaut pen. And then Jack says, take the pen.
Oh.
And Jerry says, no, I can't take your pen. Jack, no, take the pen. You'll do me a personal favor. Take the pen.
Sure.
Just an old guy pushing the pen on Jerry. Eventually, Jerry says, wow, thank you very much. After 5 denials,
yes,
I'm not taking your pen, right? So what does Jack Klompus do then? He walks around the entire complex telling everybody that Jerry took the pen. And I know for a fact that if I walk past Dom's desk,
yes,
he said, Mikey, you want some Twizzlers? And I took the Twizzlers and ate Dom, these are great. I love Twizzlers. Give me that Twizzlers.
Yeah.
He'd go around telling the entire TV station, you know, Mikey took all my Twizzlers.
Yeah, that's what he would come like. It would be something 3 months from now. I'd be like, this guy over here, every time he walks in my desk, he eats my Twizzlers. Won't leave my candy alone.
Right.
Won't leave my candy alone.
So they're offering it to you, but it's always with the side of guilt.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
That's what I'm saying. All right, Reds and Guardians are on their own. So Diamond Sports Group, which is Sinclair, which owns all the Bally's RSNs, they said today all our contracts that are existing with Major League Baseball teams, we're not doing them. We're voiding them. We're only going to do the Braves, and that's it. Everybody else, they're on their own.
Yeah. Now, I believe it was the Guardians who are on a one-year deal that expires at the end of it is expired now, right? Essentially, they're not on anymore.
They were going to have to figure something out, but the Reds
were not.
We're still under contract. Diamond has said, we will renegotiate with you at a lower rate, but
they're right.
We're not honoring the terms of this agreement.
They're going through bankruptcy. As part of bankruptcy proceedings, that is what you can do. It allows you to get out of contracts. I mean, because otherwise, if they did that, it would be like, well, then we'll sue you. But
I know.
That's,
and by the way,
not going to happen.
It's also BS because Diamond Sports Group is owned by Sinclair, who has plenty of money to pay their debts. But this is an arm of Sinclair, so they can claim we have no money and break their contracts. How the corporate world works is amazing to me. But now they're going to have to figure something out. Reds have to figure something out. Guardians have to figure something out.
Lots of other teams, too, for what it's worth.
Yes. Major League Baseball is not going to allow any of these teams to renegotiate at a lower rate. That's not going to happen.
I wouldn't think so.
Even if the Reds wanted to do it or the Guardians wanted to do it because it's easier for them, Major League Baseball will step in and say, hey, Diamond, F you, we're taking control of these broadcasts now.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's where we're headed. And I will say, as someone who has enjoyed the MLS product on Apple, it is going to be something that we'll get. If they do that and say, we're taking all these broadcasts, or as many as we can, we're putting under one umbrella online, be it Amazon, Apple TV, whatever. We're going to put it on there, and you're going to pay a fee, and you're going to get all the games. I could see people initially pushing back on that. The reality is, it is much easier, especially if there's, and this is key, there have to be no blackout restrictions.
Of course, absolutely.
You can't do that. The no blackout restrictions. But if you do that and say, all the games, no blackouts, you can literally be sitting in Great American Ballpark, watching the game on your phone, on this app if you want to. That's fine. Then I think you will get people to buy in and say, sure, I'll do that. I'll pay one flat rate and get all the games. By the way, we have a little update in the Tigers-Astros game. I can't tell what inning this is. What inning is it at this point? Is it bottom seven? Okay. It is bases loaded, one out. Was bases loaded, nobody out. However, Astros have now plated 2 runs in what was a 1-0 game for the Tigers. So they have taken the lead.
Big Lou's upset up there. Sweet Lou, not Big Lou.
Big Lou. That's the guy who's going to get you some discounts on your 4th marriage's life insurance policy. Big Lou.
I loved his chew.
He's on wife number 2.
He's on wife. He's just like you, Mike. Just like you.
He's on cholesterol medication, too. Oh, Sweet Lou not happy.
No, he's not happy.
Not happy. It's all going downhill. All the news and notes you need as we go on campus coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch for a slowdown due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side after 670. Traffic is stop and go from North Broadway. And we also have a 45-minute delay due to an accident if you need to travel on eastbound 33 at Bixby Road. Expect it to be stop and go there from 270 southeast. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We love that place so much, Mike. We're going back again to do a live broadcast.
Friday, October 11th. Be there, be a loser. 3 to 6. That's what time the show is.
I mean, we're losers for being on the show, but you can hang out with us and not be a loser.
We have lots of prizes to give away, including hockey tickets, and we're talking about the big football game they're going to be playing the next day.
Plus, we'll have a fan prize pack given away every hour of the show and stickers.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
I've been playing sports all my life. Little football, basketball, pickleball, cross training, mud events, Spartan races and things like that.
For Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor, staying active means everything. So when nagging knee pain slowed him down, he didn't want drugs or invasive surgery. He found a natural way to get lasting relief. QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies.
We're using my body's natural abilities to get better. And that's huge. In time, that's going to be the way of the future. Using your own body's ability to heal. Now I can play day to day and not have that severe pain.
Now he's back out there doing what he loves, thanks to QC Kinetics.
Life is good. You're not going to slow me down.
Leave the pain behind and get moving. Book your free consultation today with QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Hey guys, if you've noticed a lack of energy and drive, it could be low testosterone. Don't wait. Get your levels checked by the experts at Low T Center. They have over a decade of experience helping patients. And once you're established, you'll get the convenience of physician-monitored, at-home TRT with advanced treatment that includes both lab testing and medication. Low T Center ships directly to your door. So go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Friday night in the Buckeye State means only one thing. High school football, baby. Join Ryan Baker and Coach Lee Cochran for Byers Dublin Subaru High School Overtime.
Friday night at 9:30.
Your home of all things football. The Fan.
Bo Bishop here. High Bank Distillery Co. is the most awarded distillery in America at the 2024 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Stop by your local liquor store to grab a bottle or their 2 restaurant locations in Gahanna and Grandview. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Question for you. Would you rather pay $150 a month or $15 a month to work out with the same high-quality gym equipment? At Planet Fitness, you can get top-tier equipment for $15 a month. Plus, save $28 or more when you join now during our Strong Choice sale. Our weights weigh the same, you just don't pay the same. Enjoy free fitness training and 24-hour access at most clubs, all in the judgment-free zone. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more when you join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. See club for details.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. The fall deals at Germain Honda of Dublin are beautiful. The 24 Civic LX, only $249 a month for 36 months. The 24 Accord LX, only $279 a month for 36 months. With 10,000 miles a year on the lease, $34.99 cash cap reduction, payments plus tax, tag, and document fee, and away you go. How about 0.9% up to 36 months on the 24 Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda. For the best deal in town, Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with savings with new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items like pineapples, avocados, navel oranges, and lettuce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers, like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. The only thing scarier than Bones' analogies is man's browser history.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you want to see this.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
I've just been handed the plug sheet for tomorrow. Morning Juice, 8:05, Albert Breer, NFL Insider. He will join the program. Bishop and Friends, 10:33 tomorrow morning. Paul Feinbaum will join the show. The Ryan Day Show is at noon tomorrow. And, of course, actually, you know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow's the big broadcast, Rothman and Ice, live from Jackets training camp inside Nationwide Arena.
That's great. So they'll get some behind-the-scenes interviews there. That should be good.
So jam-packed fan programming coming your way tomorrow. On campus.
Common Man and T-Bones. On campus. The latest college sports news and notes.
Sponsored by Reverse Aesthetics. Does it jiggle or shake? Schedule your medical weight loss consultation today at reverse-aesthetics.com.
Bone.
Well, man, recruit Malik Clark has decommitted from Florida State after the Seminoles started 1-4. And I know it's not today, but yikes. Four-star wide receiver. He is someone who had been in the class. They thought he was going to be one of these guys they could count on. ESPN 300 recruit. Not the only one in the ESPN 300 that's doing that. 6'3", 180-pounder, number 164 overall prospect for next year's class. He has also taken official visits to South Carolina, North Carolina, NC State, and Florida State, since that's where he was going. But he is from Rock Hill, South Carolina. 16th ranked receiver in the class, so that's a big loss for them.
Come on.
Hey, not
if
everybody.
Brian Hartline doesn't talk to you, you're not worth anything.
Well, that's fair enough. But still, big loss for Florida State there. We'll see if it sticks. Also, another loss for them. Quarterback DJ Uiagalelei at Florida State out with a broken finger.
Is that a big loss?
Well,
I mean, he's kind of been crappy.
He's been crappy, but now at least you have a reason for him not to play, and that is the injured finger. So we'll see how long that keeps him out. I'm sure FSU fans are probably hoping quite a while. NC State defensive end Devin Van and his mom are bringing supplies to flooded areas in North Carolina. I think this is a great story. Obviously, terrible news there with Hurricane Helene going through the area last Friday.
I was looking at some of that footage last night.
It's incredible.
My God.
I've never seen anything like it.
Entire towns wiped out.
Just wiped out. Like the road's gone, the buildings are gone, everything's gone. It's an unbelievable amount of devastation going on there. But this is a little, silver ray of hope here where Devin Van, I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. He's defensive end for NC State. His mom, Joy Hall, owns a moving company. It is called Joyful Movers. Good name. Based in Cary, North Carolina. They had discussed seeing all this footage, seeing all the damage from the hurricane. They said, why don't we fill up one of your box trucks and take supplies up there? He said, we know it's not much, but at least it's something. We just wanted to help out any way we can. So they've been collecting donations Monday, yesterday, and today. If you're in the North Carolina area and have stuff you can donate, you can get it over there to them by 8 p.m. Tonight. They will be loading that up, and then tomorrow, I guess, taking it to this area to try to help out. So very cool thing for them to do, given that there's no need to do that. You're a college athlete. You got a lot of stuff going on. Taking your time to help others out is a very good cause, and I like that.
I was watching something on the news this morning. They were talking to some of the volunteers, in these areas.
Yes.
They said, what has been the mood of these people? And they said, well, actually, the first couple days, pretty damn good. They were laughing. They were joking. Because they were in shock.
Oh, yeah.
And now, after a couple days, now it's really starting to hit them that everything I have, not just in my home, but I can't go back to the town that I live in. It's gone.
I mean, literally, rivers have been rerouted. I don't recall seeing something like this. And again, that part of North Carolina is up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So if you ever were thinking, where could I go where a hurricane wouldn't get me? You might think other things might be a problem there.
Well, no, the mountains collapsed. The mudslides that had been so dry there.
Right. It's unbelievable. Also, this story will not go away. Pac-12 is expanding. But they're pausing right now for expansion rights or expansion because they want to evaluate the media rights with their current members. So to the level that you've been following this, if you haven't, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, San Diego State, and Utah State have all announced they are joining. Then you have, obviously, Oregon State and Washington State already there. The Pac-12 is basically looking around, and now they've added Gonzaga. So they are looking around going, hey, we have ourselves a little conference now. What is the media landscape looking like? They are not fully at a level where they can be counted as a conference where it would be you're fully back in. We think you're a real conference now, that kind of thing. They need to add at least one more member for that to happen. But they're pausing to see what the appetite is from the media landscape before they go seek out who's going to join them next. I'm sure if there are a lot of dollars, signs, and lots of zeros on those checks, they'd say, great, we can get almost anyone. There won't be. So they're going to have to find someone who helps move the needle a little bit more than the current slate of offerings. But, yeah, that's why they're pausing as of now.
Thanks, Bo.
You're welcome, man.
Tigers have tied the game up at 2. Top 8, tied at 2 with the Astros. If the Tigers win this game, the series is over. Well, and the Tigers go home and wait for the Guardians on Saturday.
2 out, man on second. And I'll tell you, the fact that the Tigers got out of that inning they were in with nobody out and bases loaded and only gave up 2, I mean, that's huge.
I think they scored this run, too, on a wild pitch. So
did they really?
They're just scrappy.
Hey, man.
Getting it done with good pitching and occasional wild pitch runs.
Why not?
Bone and I learned something new today. We'll talk about it next. And I'm fully aware that it's Wildcard Wednesday and we're ignoring you. No, we don't mean to. We just got sidetracked talking about Dom Taberry's Twizzlers. But I promise, next hour, lots of Wildcard Wednesday fun. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
Traffic is moving slowly and causing a 15-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to 270. And watch out for an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 71 on the north side after 670. And you're going to hit some more slow traffic on northbound 270 on that east outer belt between Easton Way and 161. This report is sponsored by Judy Justice. A new era begins and she's just getting started. Judy Justice. Check your local listing to watch Judy Justice out now. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. We're talking tickets, sideline passes, a trip to a postseason game, and more. Register today and every day at roosterswings.com.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com.
Common Man here. I've told you about my friends at Sell for 1% Realtors. I am back to remind you that if you're thinking about selling your home, it should not cost you 6% to do it. Their premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your home for 1% commission, not 6%. That's it. I had to check it out for myself, see if it was legit. I met with the family-run business here in Central Ohio. They will give you everything you expect from any realtor for a whole lot less. This is full service, not discount. They literally do everything that a realtor who charges you 6% is going to do, and probably more. They can do it because they use today's technology, which has made the realtor's job easier, taking photos, signing documents on your phone. And instead of keeping their prices the same like everybody else does, they pass the savings on to you because they know you're going to be happy with the service. Tell a friend, they get more business. Oh, what a novel concept. If I knew about these guys 10 years ago, I would have saved a boatload of money. On average, customers save about $10,000 in commissions. If you're selling, give my guys a call. 614-451-6616. Sellfor1%.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a number 2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh, yeah. That definitely looks like a number 2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait. I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Chaps here, and yeah, I'm about to be a dad. First kid, a baby boy. It's a big deal, right? Honestly, I didn't think too much about my health before, but maybe, just maybe, I knew something was coming. That's probably why I dropped 95 pounds last year with Awaken 180 weight loss. Perfect timing, because now I won't be lugging around all that extra weight while trying to keep up with a toddler scampering around my feet. And look, I know there are some sleepless nights coming. Bring them on. I've got the energy for it now, and I'll be ready to roll thanks to getting my health in check with Awaken 180. Maybe you've already got kids, maybe yours are grown, or maybe the parenting life isn't for you. Either way, here's the deal. Life is just better. Your health will be better when you're not carrying around a bunch of extra weight. Awaken 180 is a whole new ballgame. Get on it like we all have. It's fast, easy, and you'll keep it off thanks to free support for life. Visit awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
Breaking news. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
Get Nature Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature Stone is a beautiful permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Columbus Crew at home with Inter Miami tonight, 7:45 at Lower.com Field. It's expected that Lionel Messi, who's missed the previous matchups with Columbus, will be available for Inter Miami tonight. Columbus has been awarded first and second round men's NCAA tournament games for 2028, as well as the women's 2027 women's volleyball finals. Baseball playoffs today, 8th inning in Houston. The Astros in Detroit are tied at 2. Meanwhile, in the 2nd inning in Baltimore, Kansas City leading the Orioles 1-0. Later tonight, both National League wildcard series resume. New York and Milwaukee. Mets took the opener in that series. And then Atlanta at San Diego, where the Padres won the opener last night. This update brought to you by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Dumb is the only language these two are fluent in. You're listening to Man and Bone.
Wildcard Wednesday. Tweet us at Man and Bone 971. Text the burner phone 614-787-3093. Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer is coming up at 5:34. If you're jonesing for some Pete Rose stories, well, buckle in.
Oh, sure.
Because Rimmer and Pete Rose once got into a brouhaha.
Indeed.
He will tell that story.
I'm sure he will.
All right, give me a wild card.
And
then we'll do the story.
Okay.
Teased.
Let's go with, I had one and now I've lost. Hold on a second. Let me find it. Here we go. This one comes from Meat Sweats, who says, I know it's not would you rather, but would you rather be the world's tallest person, 8'3", but have the world's smallest pee-pee, less than 1 inch? Or be the world's smallest person, 21 inches is what he says the world's smallest person is. I have no way to confirm that. I do, but I'm not looking it up. I will look it up at some point.
I'm sure whoever it is has a show on TLC.
World's smallest person, 21 inches tall, but you also have the world's largest recorded pee-pee at 13.5.
Who the hell wants that? It seems like so much work and effort. You got to tuck it in. It's probably so distracting on a daily basis. Give me the 1 inch micro penis.
Yeah, I can't imagine having more than half your body length being taken up by dong. I just can't. I can't fathom that. Proportionally, it doesn't make any sense. I don't even want to think about how that would work. So, no, I'm with you. Again,
give me the small one. I don't care.
God, could you imagine that being 8'3"? You're a giant. You're the largest human alive. And it comes time to go to the bathroom and you're just trying to find it in there. And you're like, where is it? Down here. I know it is. Hang on.
The length of the cocks is long.
I'm just saying that would be in those giant hands. It would look very tiny.
It's a game of inches. Ask the cocks.
But now we know. All right. So do we want this story about the Jags?
We learned something new today.
Yeah. Let me give you the backstory here. So Amit Patel was a Jaguars employee, Jacksonville Jags.
Tigers up 5-2 now. Top 8.
Oh, who is it that gave up the 3 runs?
Sweet Lou's got the biggest penis up there now.
Who do they have for the Astros that just walked out there in his pitch? Is that old Josh Hader?
I think it is Josh Hader.
Oh, you hate to see
you
it,
hate to
Josh.
see it. He's going to have to go late to his Klan meeting tonight in Houston.
What an idiot. You hate to see it, Josh Hader, you loser.
I don't know how this Tiger team wins games. I really don't.
I don't know either.
Bunch of jabrones.
You know what, though? Keep banging those trash cans there in, I don't know, what do you call it? Rocket City? Whatever you call Houston.
We got the trash cans being banged in Detroit, but it's just rats. It's rats inside.
A downtown rat problem. All right, back to FanDuel, the thing we learned today.
Yeah, go ahead.
By the way, we don't do anything with FanDuel. You know, we're ESPN Bet and Hollywood Casino and all that stuff, but this is just putting it out there for the story, whatever. So FanDuel being currently sued by the guy who stole $22 million from the Jags, and here's why. Aneet Patel pleaded guilty to wire fraud and illegal monetary transaction back in March, admitting he stole this money from the Jags over 3.5 years while he managed their virtual credit card program. He claims that he did this all because of a gambling addiction, which he says was furthered by FanDuel. So he is suing FanDuel for $250 million.
When you and I first read this, we said, oh, yeah, okay, McDonald's made you fat.
Right. That's what it felt
wasn't
like.
You ordering the food, going up to the window. You're going to blame McDonald's.
Right.
It's not exactly like this.
No, it's not. There's a part of this that is a little different because now again, this is his allegation. The people he names here, all their lawyers say this is not true. He is making all this up. So what he says is that FanDuel, when he was spending this $20+ million with FanDuel gambling on things that was not his money, they gave him $1.1 million in credits, as well as trips to the College Football Playoff Championship game in 2023, the Masters in both 2021 and 2022, Formula One's Miami Grand Prix, and other events.
Well, he's a whale.
Yeah, well, he's a big spender, $20 million in 3 years.
Or as you like to call it, a wale.
That's right.
He's a wale.
That's what I say, yeah. Also, he alleges that a VIP host at FanDuel named Brett Krause communicated with Patel as many as 100 times a day between the years of 2021 and 2023 when he was spending all this money with them. And on several occasions contacted Patel on days he was not gambling to find out why, which I imagine is like he got a call from Torg of FanDuel basically saying, you gambling today? Why not?
You got Coke Zero? Why not?
Anyway, so he then says that is illegal. You're not allowed to do that. Also, he alleges, this is the guy suing FanDuel, that the VIP host, this Brett Krause guy, moved certain text messages with Patel to his personal phone, quote, to avoid detection by FanDuel's compliance personnel, and instructed Patel to fabricate dialogue on his FanDuel phone, which I don't even know what that means, but I'm assuming he means
work phone.
The phone he was according to the filing. So his lawyer, Brett Krause's lawyer, came out and said, this guy, Aneet Patel, is a convicted fraudster. It's no surprise. His complaint is full of misrepresentations. Obviously, they're defending him. I never knew there was such a thing as a VIP host that would call you on a daily basis when you're gambling online and ask you what kind of bets you're placing and if you're going to bet today. And
well, I mean, I didn't know that it existed to the extent of 100 phone calls a day, if that's indeed true. But
no,
I guess phone call. Hey, I don't know if you saw the line on this game. It just moved. And I know this is normally your sweet action.
Yeah,
you want to put something on here?
I didn't know. Are they doing this?
I think so.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is a thing.
I understand that if you go to Vegas, you drop tens of thousands of dollars. They're going to comp you a room. They might, give you a nice dinner. If you drop hundreds of thousands of dollars, they might, Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, right this way. We've got your table set up. Yes, exactly where you like it. Yeah, they're going to go out of their way to make sure you want to keep spending your money with their casino.
Right.
I was not aware that people are calling you if you're placing, again, this guy placed $20 million of wagers in 2 years on an online gambling site. But he is claiming they should have known he was had an addiction and that they basically capitalized on that and almost tempted him in a way by sending this guy to call him every day and text him every day and ask him why he wasn't placing bets today and make him feel guilty. I'm not saying that's going to work, but if that genuinely happened, I just didn't know that was a thing. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know it was a thing to that extent. Again, too, if you can prove that this guy was violating the terms of his employment by using a personal cell phone and stepping out of line, I mean, that should be easy enough to prove or disprove, right? You should have records of text messages and where they went, even if you deleted those texts. I mean, they got forensic people that open up phones all the time and figure that stuff out. If you're suing for $250 million,
right?
I mean, I assume they're going to have somebody with some sort of tech expertise working on that case. But I mean, the other side of that is he should have known that I was addicted to this. I don't know, man. If you're 600 pounds, you roll up to the fast food window, do they just look at you and say, no, I'm sorry, you're addicted to this?
Well,
I can't give you anything.
Yeah.
Is that ultimately his job to worry about your well-being?
I feel like, again, I don't know where the line is, right? Like,
exactly. I don't either.
If I have, let's say, if you're an alcoholic and you go drink beer, that I can't put that on the bar or the beer company or whatever. But like, if you're saying, I don't know, some beer company rolls up to your house and is like, get out here, and then dumps alcohol in your face. You're like, I don't want any. And they're like, too bad. Blah, and you're just like, and like that. Then I would say, okay,
honey,
maybe they're a little liable.
The Clydesdales are on the phone again.
Not again. Okay, I guess I'll have a bud.
Right. What is that?
How do they dial?
Is that an entire? How do they do this? They just do voice dialing. Come on, there's no.
Those damn Clydesdales are on the Ring doorbell cam again.
There's a looks like a barrel of bourbon out here, and then you just see like I don't know, Jim Beam is just there like, here you go. I heard you're an alcoholic.
I died 300 years ago.
Yeah, but I came back to life to pour this down your throat. Get over here. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know the line, but it feels like if what this guy is alleging is true, I'm not saying he should get $250 million. I'm not saying he shouldn't go to jail for his crimes. I am saying that seems not great.
Yes.
If that's what's going on.
If this guy was not doing his job properly and pressuring, then that's something that they have to investigate.
Now, I will say, last thing on this, the credits thing where they're like, oh, they gave him $1 million in credits. If you bet $20 million, like that, what is that? Like 5% of the amount you bet? I guarantee you on most people who gamble, whatever you've bet, there's probably been about 5% worth of offers to you to say, hey, if you bet $10 today, you get $10 back in future gambling credits. So I could see that being just like, that's a normal part of their doing business thing. But whatever.
Give me a wild card.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of one that doesn't take a lot of time for us to answer.
Well,
here.
you can introduce it and we can take a break and come back and do it.
All right, well, here you go. B. Schaff says, I don't know if he meant it this way, but I'm going to read it. He said, my guys, what is something you spent a ton of money on that turned out to be a massive disappointment? Okay, that's the question he says. Then after that, he puts a secondary, seemingly completely unrelated thing with a video of him apparently making sauce. And he says, finally made the sauce damn good.
Oh, good. Okay.
Right. But this is the sauce. You put the recipe out there. It looks like he made it to your specifications. He says, what's something you spent a ton of money on that turned out to be a massive disappointment?
But he said damn good.
I know, but is he saying the sauce? He spent a lot of money to make it, and it turned out to not be...
It's not that expensive, though, so that wouldn't be it.
I would hope not.
No.
Well, I mean, did he make it the way Mike said, where you have to get like tomatoes flown in from Italy and you got to get the, specific beef from a cow that's never, seen the outside?
Yeah.
Those Clydesdales are on the phone again. Oh, not them.
They're also just giving you gambling advice, though, for no reason. Like, I say you put some money on the Phillies.
That's what the Clydesdales sound like?
Because I like Phillies.
All right, I'll give you my answer.
Maybe it should have been like the silver bullet train that showed up.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's it. Right.
Or just the silver bullets are there.
You could have made a locomotive sound.
Matt Finkus is at the door again.
What does a locomotive sound like, Teddy?
It sounds like you, Bone, when you go choo-choo.
One of you could push the button. I don't sit near the buttons. I have no buttons.
Bone and I are about to make $400 million on something. I'm going to tell you about it coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
Slower traffic is causing a 10-minute delay on westbound 161 between Kitzmiller Road and Hamilton Road. And expect about a 5-minute slowdown if you're on northbound 315 between 670 East and North Broadway. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roof Revivers. Whether you need a quick repair or a full replacement, Roof Revivers has you covered. Visit roofrevivers.com today. Roof Revivers. We fix leaky roofs.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With so much in one place, Meijer is the only stop you'll need to make. Save big with weekly deals going on now. Like California red or black seedless grapes, only $1.49 per pound. Fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef, just $4.99 a pound. And Meijer shredded, sliced, or chunk cheese, 3 for $6. You can always count on low prices and great quality at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See these deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app.
Here's a quick listening guide. When something's on the fan, it's on the station you're listening to right now. If I say something's on ESPN Columbus, it's on 1460 AM and the Fan's HD2. When in doubt, stream it on the Fan app. Thank you and good night.
Now I gotta
kick off your Sunday shoes.
You heard the man.
Fox tonight.
It's Footloose night on the Masked Singer.
Then, TV smash hit trivia game show is back and all new.
I'm Rob Lowe, and this is The Floor.
And this season, strategy is the ultimate power move.
You're fine. Buttering up the host doesn't help.
An all-new season of The Floor.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
With so much happening every day,
ABC6 News is on your side, helping you understand the events that impact your community.
Do you believe Columbus City Schools is in a PR crisis?
Central Ohio's most experienced team of reporters, persistent in getting answers to the questions you're asking.
Are you worried about how people are going to react?
And when you need us, ABC6 News is on your side, finding solutions.
6 on your side, they're the ones willing to answer the phone.
You can count on ABC6 News to be on your side.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled. He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here. Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for, it's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with hair volume from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. This evening is going to be pretty quiet. Clear skies with comfortable temperatures falling through the 60s, eventually dropping toward 50 overnight. Sunshine around for your Thursday as temperatures work up to the mid and upper 70s. We'll drop down to the mid 50s overnight Thursday, up toward 80 Friday. Should be dry for the football games, though a stray sprinkle can't totally be ruled out. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Uncomfortably talking about food.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
This is Man and Bone.
Name dropping with Jeff Brimmer. Coming up at 5:34. It is Wildcard Wednesday. So the question before we went to break was, what was something you spent a lot of money on that turned out to be a massive disappointment? I have the answer.
Okay. What do you have?
The time that I bought a professional deli slicer.
You bought a professional deli slicer?
I did. I thought to myself, man, wouldn't it be nice to buy those big things of meat?
Yeah.
And just slice
away
to my heart's content.
And
then I realized you have to clean the deli slicer. And what a pain in the ass that is.
Well, yeah, because once you cut the meat then is
not stuck in the gears and the parts.
Like all day at a deli, they're just slicing. So they don't have to clean that day. Like,
no, but it's part of their job. Once a day, they clean the deli.
At the end of the day, they'll clean it. And then but again, they've made 1,000 pounds of meat or whatever they go through. I don't know how many, they're slicing everything. That's a lot of use. When you go to make one turkey sandwich and then you have to clean that gigantic contraption. Yeah, that's a good call.
So for the first couple days, I was like Kramer, welcome to Flavor Country. I was shredding up all this beef, slicing it paper thin.
I don't remember getting any of those sandwiches. Do you, Bone?
No, I don't remember that either.
Yeah.
Want to know why? Because after about 2 weeks, I got rid of the damn thing because I realized how much I hated it.
So many questions with this, owning your own meat slicer. So how heavy is that thing? Is it 40 pounds?
Oh, it was over 100 pounds.
So did you have to have a spot dedicated for it? You can't
I kept it in the basement.
Away. So it's on a table in the basement.
A table in the basement. Now it's at a Goodwill office somewhere.
I got to tell you, that sounds serial killer-like.
I was going to say, Timmy, most normal, well-adjusted people don't have meat slicing equipment in their basement.
So you asked what was the most expensive thing, and I regretted it.
I get it. You should regret it.
So you can't freeze that meat. So did you have an actual fridge in the basement too? Or are you lugging the big hunk of meat from the upstairs fridge downstairs to slice it?
It's just a couple steps down. I mean, it's not like I'm packing a canteen and going on a hike.
And where would you get the big hunks of meat? Just at the regular deli, or did you got to order that online?
GFS, they sell that stuff there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Huge. Oh, yeah. The stuff they have in the deli counter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they'll sell it to you.
What was your go-to? Like a honey turkey, or what were you getting?
It depends on the mood.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I would like to do? I'd like to make a little top round, roast that off and make homemade Italian beef sandwiches.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I'd shave it extra thin.
Oh,
that would be something.
Then I'd make my own jus.
I just went Rothman there. Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
It was delicious. It made great sandwiches. I enjoyed it until it was time to clean it.
Yeah, and again, trying to clean that gigantic circular blade, I think, would be probably nerve-wracking.
Well, and guess what else I'd have to do? I'd have to lug that thing from downstairs upstairs to clean it.
Right,
because no water source in the basement?
No, I don't have a utility sink down there.
I thought maybe the basement kitchen would have been used, but
I don't have the basement kitchen. Shut your mouth.
Should have installed a kitchen.
Yeah, you know what,
there.
Timmy? I'll get on that. The next house. What's your answer?
Thing I spent the most money on that then disappointed me.
What about that prostitute you hired and then just talked to her the whole night?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. You know what? Probably the first time I bought a new car, it was I've since bought other new cars, but I used to, when I was like a kid, I always bought a used car. And then the first few cars I had, once I got out on my own, were used.
The new car disappointed you?
Yeah, because we bought one that was like, we could either get a really nice used car with some miles on it, but it would have all the bells and whistles, which is what I was more used to. And then we bought one that was brand new, but it was, no pun intended, bone stock. There were no upgrades, no anything. And so we had this brand new car. It was clean. It was nice. It was everything except literally, I didn't have a hand crank window, but outside of that, almost everything else was not power. This was, I don't know, 15 years ago. But it was definitely a disappointment where I realized, I would much rather have just had a used car with way more features that was actually like a nicer car. So that's probably mine. This one, go ahead. Did you have something or is it me?
No.
Okay. Bob said, how much money do you think each Big Ten team would be getting in their media deal if Ohio State was not involved? I say it's half the current amount.
If Ohio State was not involved?
Like
in the conference.
If we're talking Big Ten conference, doing the media deal, it's probably not half now that you've added all these West Coast teams, but I'd say it's down by at least 30, 35%.
I'd say a third.
Yeah, I think that's right. He then said, what if you removed the bottom 3 teams?
It wouldn't change
Change it all.
It wouldn't change at all.
No, it wouldn't change at all. This one we were talking about earlier. We were talking about recommendations for getting sack snippy, the snippy snip on the
vasectomy is what we call it.
Right. David said about the snip sip and the snip snip. I found there was an aroma of roasting nuts during the procedure. It felt bizarrely appropriate. You were smelling you.
Yes.
They're burning you. That's what they're burning.
Sodorizing your flesh.
Yeah. Well, you said it felt bizarrely appropriate. And I mean, I think you were literally, that's what you were smelling. Just not the way you meant it, but that is what the smell was. You're getting burned.
Pink Floyd is selling their music catalog for $400 million. You'll see artists do this, especially they get up in age, they sell the catalog, and now their own songs don't belong to them anymore. They belong to this other entity that can then go put out compilation albums, do whatever the hell they want to do. Okay?
Sure.
Here's my question to you. If we had our entire catalog of shows at our disposal,
okay,
how much could we get for them?
What do you think?
I'm going to say at least 150 mil. I mean, we got some good stuff.
No,
in the archives.
I think it would struggle.
Get out of here, Ty. It's more than zero.
It would struggle to get. I think it would
That's
struggle to get
$1 billion.
$1 billion?
Yes,
wow,
now we're
thank
talking.
you, Divis. I think if we got like 10 grand for it, I'd be really happy with that. I don't know. What do you mean? Our entire catalog?
Our entire catalog. Every show we've ever done. Now, those don't exist. I mean, we got the podcast, but they only keep a certain amount of shows. We don't archive every single show. They're out in the ether. But let's say we had them.
Right. And no one could get them other than buying them from us?
Yes.
Well, then a
company could monetize it and put together some sort of service.
A little bit more than that. I don't know.
Timmy, how much would you pay
for
every single show?
Timmy, the answer is nothing. Stop it.
How much would you pay?
I would say that they're priceless to me.
See? Tyvis, how much would you pay?
I'd sell my wife for the catalog. How about that?
Wow.
That is a wild card. That is.
Woo!
She'd sell you
sleeping
for,
on the
for some
couch
Skittles.
tonight.
That's right.
Who's that? Gus Johnson over there. Who's that? Bill Shakespeare. Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer coming up next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
There's an accident that's blocking the left lane on southbound 71 on the north side before Spring Street. That's causing some stop-and-go traffic from 5th Avenue. And there's a 25-minute delay on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Main Street and 33. And we also have a 5-minute slowdown on westbound 670 between 33 and I-70. This report is sponsored by Judy Justice. A new era begins, and she's just getting started. Judy Justice. Check your local listing to watch Judy Justice out now. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
Trustin Will knows that you're likely celebrating a loved one's birthday this month because fall is the most popular birthday season in America. And Trust & Will celebrates by protecting what matters most. Trust & Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, designed by attorneys but customized by you. Visit trustandwill.com with offer code Columbus for 10% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trust & Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Thanksgiving's coming up fast. So while you're counting your blessings, why not add a thankful 30 to the list? With Awaken 180 weight loss, you could drop 30 pounds by Thanksgiving, or even 40 if you get the same results I did. I dropped my first 30 pounds in just over a month, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. Imagine this. While everyone else is debating the play calling in the big games, you're sitting at the dinner table feeling lighter, more energetic, and thankful for the 30 pounds no longer holding you back. If I can drop 55 pounds with Awaken 180, I know you can hit the thankful 30 by Turkey Day. It's simple. It's laid out for you. And as you all know by now, it doesn't include a lifetime of medications. That's why I chose Awaken 180. Be thankful this year by dropping your 30 or more pounds. Head to awaken180weightloss.com and reserve your consultation today. It's fast, proven, and as you all know, the weight will stay off thanks to free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers, the people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Morning Juice.
Process is important. Process leads to outcomes. Execute and live in the right process consistently. You'll get the outcomes more often than not that you want.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Jeff Rimmer. Whether it's a Porsche, an Audi, Volkswagen, Subaru, Polestar, or a certified pre-owned vehicle, Buyers Imports has you covered. And now with the new quick lube lane and an expanded service center, they'll get you in and out quickly with no appointment necessary. So whether you're buying your next vehicle or servicing your current one, elevate that experience at easy to get to and easy to deal with Buyers Imports. And come see why it's better to buy at Buyers by the airport.
Protect yourself, Ohio. Get your shots for COVID and flu today. A message from the Ohio Departments of Health and Aging.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and the multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life.
There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man and T-Bone's Name Dropping with the biggest name dropper of them all, Jeff Rimmer.
Sponsored by Buyers Imports by the airport.
Jeff Rimmer, he is in the Fan Hall of Fame. He's in my personal Hall of Fame. He joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hello, Rims.
You're too kind. Thank you. And hello, how are you?
How'd you do with the hurricane last week?
We got a couple of potential storms, but for the most part, we weren't as bad as the West Coast. A couple of tornado warnings scared the yapper dogs, as you called them, but we got through it, and with very little rain. And the coconuts remained in the palm tree, which I was happy about.
The coconuts remained in the palm tree. Is that some sort of euphemism that I'm not aware of?
I say that all the time, Rims. I know exactly what you're saying.
Our palm trees that line the back of our home, the tall, they must be 25, 30 feet.
Must be nice.
And they grow coconuts. And I called the development and I said, we need to get these off because we don't want them to become trajectories and end up ruining our screen in the backyard or perhaps even hitting the house if the screen went down. But to no avail. Well, what happened was they had them here early, so they got a cheaper deal on all the palm trees, and as a result, they're not coming again for another month. But we're right in the heart of the hurricane season, and we needed them to come. They said, well, you can take them down yourself. Yeah, I've got a 25-foot ladder, and I'm going to bring down the coconuts. Yeah, for sure.
You know, sometimes, Rimmer, what happens to me is that I'm home, and then I'll morph into common man. I'll start ranting and raving about something, and Kristen will call me out on it and say, oh, radio guy's here today. But, you know, when it's your job, it's sort of hard to turn that off. During the hurricane, do you have urge to, do play-by-play? Like of what you see? Or in everyday life, do you do some play-by-play?
Well, I guess I do because my wife, Farrell, gets pretty upset with me because I watch every forecast in the weather, and I've already kind of zoomed in on one hurricane that is a lot closer than the other, but this one is exactly where last week's was before developing. And then there's another one that just came off the coast of Africa, which really concerns me, and it is already potentially a hurricane well before it gets anywhere near us. But there were a couple of others that kind of went up the channel, so we avoided those. But my wife says repeatedly, why are you watching the weather again? Well, I just want to stay on top of it and protect my family.
Rims, I like that you're forecasting. I'd like you to forecast a little bit of what the Jackets might do this year, given what we've seen in this preseason so far. A guy that I have been very interested in seeing the development of is Kent Johnson, and coming back from the torn labrum that ended his season last year, he's looked pretty good to start. What do you forecast for him as this season gets underway?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I got a picture yesterday from Blue Jackets dressing room moments after practice, and it was a spy report with Kent Johnson proudly wearing the Jeff Rimmer T-shirt, which brought a smile to my face. But by all reports, he's gained weight. Obviously, he had the shoulder surgery that ended the season a year ago. He is looking sharp. And they are projecting that he's ready to take a big step this year. Now, I do want to add, and this is really significant in my opinion, Dean Evison, the new coach, first-year coach of the hockey team, he has made it very, very clear in talking to people within the organization and elsewhere, outside the organization, that he cannot believe the depth that this team has, and they're a much better team than he was ever led to believe. He thinks there's a lot of talent here. It's deep. And he expects this team to perform well here this season. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. They're hopefully going to surprise some teams here this year. Are they a playoff team? Well, they've got to stay healthy first and foremost. They've got to get the goaltending from Elvis Merzlikins. The guys on the blue line, and there's been some impressive young players there. I've watched pretty well every game. And Matejchuk has taken a big step, former number 1 overall pick, a high pick at that. They're going to have a hard time keeping him off the team. Now, Don Waddell is not one that likes to move players up. He'd like them to kind of get a taste of pro hockey in the minors, and he has done that in Carolina and in Atlanta when he was there, but this guy might force their hand. Juracek had his best game last night in St. Louis. I can go right through the team, and, hey, let's be optimistic, but at the same time, let's kind of temper our enthusiasm because these are only preseason games.
Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer, brought to you by Rimmer's Friends, Buyers Imports by the Airport. You want to talk about your friends, Rims?
Always willing to talk about the good folks at Buyers Imports by the Airport. Over 100 years in operation, in business, and there's a reason for it, because it's the best place to buy your new or pre-owned automobile. And talking to Kevin King earlier on today, still a number of 2024s available. The 2025s, I've said this here for the last few weeks, have started to arrive in all makes and models. Now's a pretty good time to get your best deal. Tell them Rimmer sent you, because you're going to get perhaps the best deal on an automobile, be it a Porsche, new or pre-owned, be it on an Audi, whatever you're looking for, Volkswagen, Subaru, Polestar, the place to head, Buyers Imports by the Airport.
All right, Rims, I'm not going to ask you about the name this week because we know the name. Pete Rose died this week at the age of 83. You have a history with Pete, so go ahead, have at it. Tell your stories.
Well, you know me well, and obviously, as Ted told me before coming on the air, you expected me to talk about Pete, and I did. I was taken aback when I first got a phone call that Pete had passed, and then started getting phone calls from people in Montreal where Pete and I became pretty close friends, with the exception of maybe one day. And I was being asked if I was going to go to the funeral and perhaps present the eulogy. I would certainly do it. I have a lot of respect for him. I hope now that he gets an opportunity to perhaps get in the Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, he has passed away. But I want to say, too, that he was a legend here in South Florida. Back in my days with the Florida Panthers, I used to hang out with Pete at his All-Star Cafe in Boca Raton, Florida. And he had just a great restaurant. In fact, opened up a second one today in the Palm Beach Post. There were 3 stories on Pete. One, saying he should be on the Hall of Fame. Nightingale, the longtime writer for USA Today, wrote that one. Another one, hey, hold on, not so fast. We don't know necessarily if he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. And then a story about how gracious he was here in South Florida every day at the restaurant. He did a radio show, and I was a frequent guest on that show. I don't know if you remember, but one of the sports networks is no longer in business, had Pete do a show on weekday afternoons. So as far as my story with Pete, I got him to Montreal, and that is a legitimate story. I talked ownership of the Expos, Charles Bronfman, to bring him in, because in those early 80s, we had the best talent in baseball, but we didn't know how to win. Carter, Dawson, Raines, go right through the lineup. Steve Rogers, Jeff Reardon, premier relief pitcher who should be in the Hall of Fame himself. I can go right down the list. Tim Wallach. And they needed the intangibles. And Pete, after the 1983 World Series, he was released by the Phillies. They lost to the Baltimore Orioles. And what's going on with my Baltimore Orioles? I need to have a conversation with Cal Ripken to get this thing turned around. I feel bad for Timmy with yesterday's performance, and I understand they're not doing much better. They haven't got on the scoreboard yet today. But back to Pete, I had a great relationship with him, except for that one day when he felt that I was trying to ruin his reputation, and after he built it up after all these years.
And he took a swing at you.
Well, no, he attempted to take a swing at me. You saw the headlock that I was in, and I never really was in a headlock despite the cartoon, but he did take a swing. I ducked. He ripped my shirt, my brand new Montreal Canadiens golf shirt. And
I'm sure you didn't pay anything for it. Don't worry about it.
No, it was a freebie. Yeah. No question about that. But anyway, it was bedlam in the clubhouse. Doug Flynn came over, started kicking me because he was, unfortunately, the subject that got Pete and I off track. And Gary Carter came over, the late Gary Carter, the Hall of Famer, one of my best friends. And he picked up Flynn and threw him against the locker on the other side of the clubhouse. And it was pure bedlam. And John McHale, the late president and part owner of the Expos, walked in, and he just went crazy. He said, Jeff Rimmer is the biggest ambassador for this Montreal Expos team. Went after Bill Verdon, then manager of the Expos. And he apologized a couple of days later. But Pete, being Pete, called me 2 weeks later and said, Rimmer, I got a story for you, and you can break it. I'm being released by the Expos, going back to Cincinnati as playing manager. I was stringing at the time for Brent Musburger in CBS Radio Sports. I called Brent, and he didn't believe me initially. had to convince him that I was giving him the goods and maybe one of the biggest stories of the baseball season. He finally went with it and, of course, called me after the news got public and thanked me a number of times. And Pete was a terrific guy, and he was a stand-up guy, and apologized and said the only reason they really went after me was because I was friendly with all the players, and it was his way of rallying the team. I didn't feel that way when he ripped my shirt and I had a scratch on my neck, but eventually I forgot about it.
Thank you, Rims. Sorry for your loss. We'll talk next week.
Hey, can I say one more thing?
Very quickly.
Sure. Okay, very quickly or clearly?
Quickly.
Oh, okay. I thought you said clearly. Great news on Mr. Goodrow, Johnny's dad. Obviously, still very upset and, as I mentioned last week, very bitter and angry. But he did attend the Flyers practice again yesterday, and I did talk to John Tortorella, and he's invited him out there several more times to try to help him, and the players have been a great asset on the Flyers.
Good.
So
I love
Tortorella.
I love hearing that. That's a stand-up thing to do, and I know that the invitation's there for the Blue Jackets as well, for him to come if he wants to.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Rims. Talk to you next week.
Look forward to it.
Name dropping with Jeff Rimmer on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Back page coming up. Colin Mann and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into a delay that's you're going to run into an accident that's causing an hour delay on eastbound 33 at Bixby Road. Traffic is stop and go from Refugee Road. And we also have a 10-minute delay on westbound 670 between 5th Avenue and 315. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hello. I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. The fall deals at Germain Honda of Dublin are beautiful. The 24 Civic LX, only $249 a month for 36 months. The 24 Accord LX, only $279 a month for 36 months. With 10,000 miles a year on the lease, $34.99 cash cap reduction, payments plus tax, tag, and document fee, and away you go. How about 0.9% up to 36 months on the 24 Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda. For the best deal in town, Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Attention Ohio pizza restaurant owners. Tired of glitchy point-of-sale systems slowing you down? Meet Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. With reliable hardware, an easy-to-use system, and 24/7 customer support, Hunger Rush speeds up your operations and boosts repeat orders by up to 10%. This is the restaurant point-of-sale built for pizza. Easily manage your drivers, easily take orders online, easily train your staff in minutes, and easily make modifications. Need to talk to a real person? That's easy too. Top Ohio pizzerias are winning with Hunger Rush. Solutions to help you streamline service, optimize workflows, and maximize profits. Join the thousands of successful restaurants transforming their operations with Hunger Rush for $0 down and $0 a month. Tools for menu management, marketing, customer engagement, and increased upsells, all in one simple platform. That's Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. Schedule your free no-obligation demo at ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled. He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here. Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for, it's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Saturday is game day on The Fan.
Sponsored by Riker Ford.
Every game, every season, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Buckeye Show coming up at the top of the hour. The fine host of the Buckeye Show, your friend and mine, Timmy Hall. Hello, Timmy.
Oh, you guys. Happy wild card.
We have a prize to give away, a $50 gift card to Pecan Pennies. Pecan Pennies, your downtown home for barbecue, happy hour, and soccer. What do you got, Bone?
This comes from Hubert, who says, my guys, you wake up on Halloween with a second head coming out of your neck like Johnny Knoxville in Men in Black 2. Who would be the best and worst possible people at the Fan to have growing out of your neck?
Oh, at the Fan?
Yes, not just
so I can't pick like Dewey Lipa. You can just make out. Can I make out with myself?
Good old Dewey Lipa.
Oh, I mean, how I don't know how long of a neck. I guess if like
you just turn and
yes, but are your necks long enough for that? I don't know. I don't know if you could
explain this. I'm thinking
you have a second head growing out of your neck.
Okay, second head, not the regrowing of a head.
Like a second one is there next to you. Who would be the best and worst from the Fan? All right. Best from the Fan to have growing outside of your neck. I'm going to say someone like Panama Ted.
I was going to say Ted.
Ted's not going to say much.
No, he's going to sort of leave you alone.
And occasionally, if you're acting like a dumbass, he'll just be like, "Oh man, dumbass, what are you trying to do? Get yourself killed? Stop it!" And you'll be like, "Thank you, Ted. That's a good idea."
On the quiet note, I think I would take a nice, reserved, evil, bald Colin head, because every time I say something, he'd just look at me and say, "That's fine.
Yeah,
that's cool."
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
yeah.
He'd give you a lot of
yes, it is, evil bald Colin.
Or if you're
yes, it is.
Man, it's hot out today. He'd be like, yeah, it is. Yeah. You know, it's like there's just no I'm not resisting that argument. I'm with you.
He's very agreeable.
Yeah, it's very agreeable.
I love that guy.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I've never had a college basketball take that he hated.
Exactly right.
I'd still go with Teddy.
I know what you're saying, but those are good options.
The worst would be you, Timmy. I mean, as much as I enjoy you.
Oh, I don't even want my own head.
You're my friend. But if you were attached to me all the time, oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, it'd be.
Ramon, I got to go to bed now.
I'm not going to bed.
Yeah, just be. Yes, that's right.
In our
you
living
guys
room.
would be talking until midnight until you would rip his head off of your
say,
body.
Oh, my God, shut up.
But then, now let me say.
What's the deal with sleep?
I think Jen Winters would also be in the running just because you'd be like, well, it's time for me to eat this delicious food I'm about to eat. You'd be like, that's trash. Who eats that? It's disgusting. So gross.
I hate bacon.
Right. I hate everything you're eating.
Bacon.
And you're like, well, I'm going to put these headphones on, listen to music. Like, I hate the music you're listening
What
to.
if she controls your bowels, too? You just start crapping your pants for no reason.
You fall down uncontrollably.
You fall down a hill.
You roll down the Memorial Hill every year.
Yeah. I like that. Who said that?
That was Hubert.
Good job, Hubert. Yeah. Hubert Davis, my guy, gets the Pecan Pennies gift card. What's coming up on the Buckeye Show, Timmy?
Coming up tonight after I finish my tasty sandwich, because I loved your meat slicer so much, I just went and sliced my own meat. Threw it on a sandwich, and I'm eating it before the show here.
Buying a meat slicer is like buying a boat. Best day of your life? Buy the meat slicer. Second best day of your life? Getting rid of the meat slicer.
There you
Just
go.
like that boat. A lot
Just
of maintenance.
like the boat.
High maintenance. No, we're still getting ready for Iowa week. Tyvus is on the show tonight. So maybe a little bit of bulletin board material coming out of Iowa City this week. We'll address that. That'll be on the show. And some more Ryan Day nuggets. He actually was talking about a certain grading system that football fans all over the place use, and he had some words to say about it this week.
Buckeye Show, I encourage you all to watch the Buckeye Show on YouTube as well, because Tyvus is wearing the world's most racist hat.
Oh,
and I want you to check it out on the YouTube.
Way to go, Tyvus.
And think if you could wear it.
If I wore it, I'd be fired in 2 seconds.
Ask yourself when you see the hat, could I wear that?
How do I make Chief Wahoo more offensive? Tyvus has figured out a way.
Okay. All right.
Back page.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bone.
Well, man, I didn't know this story. I don't know if it's been published. It doesn't appear to have been. But are you aware of what Adam Sandler gave to the cast of the movie Grown Ups after it was wildly successful beyond anybody's dreams?
Was it like a car or something?
He gave every member of the cast, after the 2010 comedy Grown Ups came out, every member of the cast, including Chris Rock, David Spade, Kevin James, and Rob Schneider.
Can we take it back from Rob Schneider?
A lavish
$200,000
Maserati for each of them. They got a new car, a Maserati.
So it's basically like Mr. Deeds in real life.
Yeah.
And the whole town's driving Corvettes at the end, right?
And Rob Schneider is still living in his. All the other guys have either sold theirs or just never drove it because they have a garage full of cars. Either way, let them live.
I have to watch that movie over and over again.
Which one?
Jack, both of them. Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Because of my son.
Oh, he likes
one of his favorite pairs of movies.
Really?
I contend that the second one is even better because it's just, they know what they are. This is just a movie that we've just made to hang out.
Timmy,
they get Shaq.
Is this his Dumb and Dumber?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Like, what a great moment for him, but also, is this how our parents felt when we were like, Dumb and Dumber's the greatest movie ever? And they're just like, okay, idiots. Like, you know, like, I don't know how to feel about this.
They're wearing, powder blue and orange tuxedos. They're killing owls. They're sticking their tongues to frozen poles.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
Yes. Samsonite. I was way.
Cardigan.
Buckeye Show. Kick his ass, Seabass. Buckeye Show coming up next. See you tomorrow. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
We've got some slow traffic that's causing a 35-minute delay on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt between Main Street and 33. And we have a 15-minute slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side between 33 and Bryce Road. This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Burrito. Wendy's Breakfast Burrito is everything you want for breakfast. Fresh cracked eggs, seasoned potatoes, American cheese sauce, bacon or sausage, all rolled up into one warm tortilla. Want the boss of breakfast burritos? Gotta be Wendy's. At participating U.S. Wendy's. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is a Fan Action Update.
The updated AFC North odds have the Ravens now minus 135 to win the division. Steelers are plus 350, Bengals plus 360, and Browns 17 to 1 to win the AFC North. Cincinnati is a 2.5-point home underdog to Baltimore on Sunday. Cleveland's a field goal underdog against Washington, and the Steelers are a small 1.5-point favorite over the Cowboys at home. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Hey guys, it's Anthony Rothman. If you're feeling at a loss for energy or just not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. That's right, it affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But guys have different T levels, so don't go for a standard dosage plan. Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Do it now. Go to lowtcenter.com and book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Rascal Flatts, Life is a Highway Tour 2025. March 6th, Nationwide Arena.
I like the sound of that.
Country music's greatest vocal group, Rascal Flatts. Back on the road. With special guests Lauren Elena and Chris Lane. Tickets on sale Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Rascal Flatts Live.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement, or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate, or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hey, it's Anthony here, and if you're like me, you're either suffering with foot pain or expecting it to come back at any time. If you're also like me, you probably go for the easiest, most convenient solution first, the old drugstore insoles. And then you find out you can't Band-Aid foot pain. I would go out to a bar or restaurant, and I'm the guy searching for the place to sit down. I've actually gotten rid of shoes I like because my feet still hurt. Well, it all changed when I went to the Good Feet store and tried their pain relief solution. Align the feet, align the body. My personally fit Good Feet store arch supports help place my feet in their ideal position. They now distribute the pressure evenly across my feet, and that provided the additional stability and balance, and that has taken care of my pain. Go in, try the Good Feet feeling today. Take a free test walk. Bring your own shoes. See how they fit, because you deserve comfort in your life. The Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.